5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And it's live.
Everything is going wrong today. Everything.
I was going to say, I only saw half the intro. Chris, what happened there?
I pressed the wrong button.
Oh, wonderful, mate. What a start to the final show. Anyway,
Well, to be honest with you, it kind of sums the whole season up anyway, doesn't it? You know.
We're improvising, mate, to get through it, just like Leicester City are, especially looking at that team selection today. But I know we're not even starting there. My word.
No. We have Kate's thoughts on it in a minute as well. Look, it's been an awful season.
Yeah, it's been a non-event, hasn't it?
It has, totally. We all got excited when we won the PSR battle.
Yeah.
That proved to be, a false dawn. We took a dislike to Steve Cooper, and then in hindsight, I think we all wish we'd have kept him.
Yeah, I think we all agree with that.
And, you've got then a position of we have collected so many awards for the wrong things, the most goals conceded, the most games gone without a goal. I mean, that was just becoming a joke, wasn't it?
It was. It's gone on to be one of the seasons that is probably one of the worst in Leicester City's history, Chris, and we were alive for it.
Yes. Thing is, as that great bard D. Ream wrote, things can only get better.
Yeah, we hope so, Chris. But we're going into a championship next season, maybe with a points deduction.
Well, I was going to say, yes.
Oh my word! That PSR war was a nice thing to win early in the season, but my word, did we get slapped around the back of the wrist afterwards?
Didn't we just? So just Ayo and Dako, we're going to look at the team in a second. Final day, hi Gray, how you doing? My God, what a lineup! Wake me up. And after that, it all comes. You can see the chat. A new look for the new season. They always bring the shirt. Well, they haven't this season or last season, but they usually bring the shirts out in advance. So I brought out my next season's looks and setup in advance. And I think I think they're embarrassed to bring the shirt out. To be honest with you.
I think they might be, Chris. Yeah, I mean, none of them have been fit to wear the one we had this year, let alone who's going to be fit to wear it next year. That's where we're starting from right now. So,
final home game, they always used to have it. The strip went on sale and the players would be wearing it.
No, that's right, mate. But it seems to me this year, the club in particular at the higher level have wanted to have a degree of separation from where the club is right now. That's why we still got a manager bumbling around who's probably going to be gone next week. So I think it shows they're not really engaged in the club at right this time, perhaps.
It looks like it's going to be a good week for me next week because I'm going on holiday next Friday and they could be sacking Rude. I mean, what more could I ask for?
I can't wait to see your little update from By the Pool, Chris, where you got your cocktail. Make sure you have a cocktail, not a cider, mate, when you're abroad. Go on, really,
I don't do cocktails.
No. The image of you with a drink with a little umbrella inside it, mate, is something you need to give the world, please. Especially talking about Ruud van Nistelrooy going back to Holland and probably Russell Martin coming in by all counts.
Well, unfortunately, it is a private complex, so we haven't got a bar by the pool. But I'm sure I can find a bar and get a cocktail just for you. Hopefully, it'll be gone before Friday, but we will see. Right, let's have a look at it, shall we? There is the team. Total confusion. Whoever thought I'd say that about a Leicester City team as to what formation it is. You can see going across the bottom. That's courtesy of the Leicester Mercury. They think it's a 5-4-1.
Yeah.
I think the people that run in the BBC, we've tried different formations before, and the BBC have stuck solidly with a 4-2-3-1. But that means that Thomas is playing up front. I'm having said that, you know, he's made worse decisions, in fairness, than Thomas on the wing.
It could be 4-4-2 for all we know. Maybe he's decided to put Thomas on the left wing or Christensen on the left wing. But I think you're likely it's probably going to be a 5 at the back today, isn't it? Because he's got a thing about Thomas and Christensen being a third centre-back, hasn't he?
Yeah. I mean, look, the thing we noticed straight away is no Ndidi.
No.
No El Canoes.
No.
Now, let's look and say, name 2 players that are likely to be sold next season.
I think those 2 might be at the top of the list, Chris, especially when they start picking up mystery illnesses just before the last day of the season.
Yes. Well, as I say, Leicester, John Blackwell at Leicestershire Live, Leicester Mercury, whatever you want to call it, we're told that Ndidi is unwell. Whilst El Canoes is missing for personal reasons. Now, you came up with a good thought what the personal reason might be.
Yeah, the personal reason might be his agents had a phone call with him and something is, taking his attention away elsewhere. So currently he's probably put himself out of contention for today. There's a strong rumour about him maybe going to Arsenal, isn't there? So when Arsenal are coming sniffing, it's a big club, Chris.
Yeah, but they've come sniffing. I mean, every season, I'm just waiting for Melina, who's a really good friend from Canada. She's a huge Arsenal fan. And she always says they always like to come shopping at Leicester. Problem is, they never actually buy anything. I can remember last season that they had James Maddison wearing an Arsenal shirt.
Yeah.
And when did he end up? Oh, yes.
The one that won a trophy, is that correct?
Yes. The one North London club that won a trophy this year.
Chris, I wonder if he got a tattoo for that one, because like the FA Cup, he didn't feature at all, did he really? The FA Cup win for us, he featured for 20 minutes, and then, to get the tattoo and all the rest of it. I've always said he's a perfect player for Spurs, Maddison. He really is.
I love him. And look, you can see I've got a signed shirt up there, and I think with the right guidance, he could be a regular England starter. Look, he's great, in front of the cameras. He's great. Good. He's great with kids, and when they've got them turning up at the pitch for whatever reasons. Great personality, and I just think he he's won a European trophy. Go get the tattoo, James. Go get the tattoo. Justin again. Interesting. No. What's what I'm looking for? No Koulibaly. No Koulibaly at all. So he looks like he's probably been shipped out. I mean, Rude's just getting rid of all these players, not because we want to sell them, because he's fucking falling out with them.
Well, what's annoying, Chris, is that with Koulibaly, I can see him being like Christensen. I bet we signed him for £2.5 million. We'll ship him out on loan somewhere, probably covering half his wages ourselves, and then we'll probably let him walk in a couple of years. That's something that will annoy me.
Yeah, well, it's what we do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tom, I mean, the way they've got it set up there, Thomas is at the back. So look, you pays your money, you takes your chance. Let's be honest with you with this team today. I must say, Cody as captain makes sense.
I think so. We need a little bit of stability from somewhere, don't we? And I imagine, it's either going to be him or Ricardo, but there's always that fear with Ricky, isn't there, that he's made of glass.
Yes.
So how far will he get into next season? He might walk into Seagrave day one and, do his Achilles and that'll be it. So, that's the problem. But we need to have someone who's going to carry over into next season. So Cody's a wise bet, probably.
And it's going to be, for me, we've got to sell Ricardo now.
If we can, Chris, it depends if anyone wants him. I mean, I hope we got a good agent to the Saudi League, because I think that's our best chance with players like Soumare, for example, who's got a bit of European pedigree of some degree from a couple of years ago. You're like he's getting an extra 15 million quid off the Saudis than someone else. Yeah. And
then we've got a midfield. I just don't know where to look to pick this team, to be honest with you. But you've got the 2 defensive midfielders, Skip and Soumare. I'd sooner see Ndidi in there. Soumare, look, he's not convinced me at all this season.
Well, I mean, I look at it this way, Chris. If Braybrooke's made it as far as onto the bench, why not today go with Skip and Braybrooke? Because I imagine Sumari, because of his wage, will be someone we would like to get rid of probably. So maybe Skip will be a defensive midfielder. And we've needed a KDH player all season, haven't we? Someone of that sort of ability to bring the ball forward. In the last game, Sumari was doing my head in because if one of him and Ndidi was getting in each other's way or they were both sitting too deep, there wasn't someone taking accountability for covering yards in the middle. So I don't see why for Braybrooke today and let him have a go alongside Skip. But, we're stuck with Sumari until otherwise, aren't we?
Yeah. Then obviously I would say Thomas or Christensen. And if one of those is playing on the left wing as a winger, I kind of, I've always said with Ricardo when he was fit, if he wasn't playing right back, he could be a very good right winger.
Well, he can be a utility option for the role, definitely. I'm not sure about starting in it, though. That's the interesting thing. But what's interesting about it is, Chris, is that Justin's still at right back and we still got two left backs on the pitch. And one of them's possibly being a third centre-back, where JJ's probably best served as a third centre-back. So then surely you wouldn't go for Ricardo at right back today? Maybe Christensen drops out because he's probably going to go. This is what I don't quite understand. And this is part of the problem with team selection versus having a manager who's really more interested in negotiating his departure from the football club now.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, look, I like AU in that position. McAteer, I've absolutely no problem with McAteer.
No.
I'm willing to say Thomas or Christensen, if they are on that left side, fair play, let's give it a go. But, and I do like AU in a central position.
Yeah.
Daka, look, last chance saloon for him.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? Because there was some agent talk in the week that he's apparently wanting to stick around Leicester and all the rest of it. And I wonder if that's because his agent had asked around and found there probably wasn't a lot of interest elsewhere. To sort of make a statement like that. Because ultimately, none of these guys know, even the people playing today like Cody, can't really make an assumption because there is going to be a new manager coming in. And that manager's going to have his own ideas. The players featuring today like Daka, though, Chris, you're right. It's a free opportunity for them to make a statement going into next season. And I think today Patson needs a good performance if he is going to be the one. Otherwise, we're going to have to consider buying someone.
Well, Ruder's hinted that with Vardy going, the person that takes his place will not come from the squad, interestingly. And then we look at the subs bench. So we've got no Everson and no Ward. We've got a Luca there, who I've absolutely no idea about. We've got Braybrooke, we've got Evans, we have got Iverson. Iverson's number 31.
Yes, he is, yeah. His last game for Leicester, but he's going to probably not feature, unfortunately.
Why don't they just put the goalkeeper at the top, for fuck's sake?
I'm a bit sorry for Iverson.
They have there. I'm looking at the BBC, sorry. So Aluka, who obviously he's one of the youth players, Braybrooke, Evans, Golding, Monga, and Nicoli. I mean, last game of the season, yes, I do want to finish best of the worst, if you like.
Yeah.
But I want to see those players play as well. I would be going all out youth.
Yeah, there is definitely an argument there, isn't it? Especially for Monga and Evans, who you're trying to persuade to maybe stay at the club as well going forward, right? Because if they're going to be playing teams, first team games next season, that could be more attractive than playing under 21s for Man City or Man United or whoever.
Yeah.
So, no, I definitely agree with that. I think the bench is interesting because I'd like to see Golding and Braybrooke today. I mean, Aluko's a pacey right back. So he's really Ricardo, without any of the experience, but has probably got the body Ricardo needs right now. So we've got two options there, right back. It's once again a bit of a muddled team, though, isn't it, Chris? All in all, and I don't quite know why Bunote is going to be on the bench if he's going after this game. Why not put another youngster in there at this point? There's other ones there.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Who knows? Your referee today is Lewis Smith. No idea.
Same surname as me. Jesus, watch out. No match.
Yeah, I know, yeah. James Bell is the VAR. Again, somebody else I've never heard of either. Very few games actually mean anything. We know the three that are going down. We know the three that the one that is winning the title. What we also know is that Sky Sports, I don't know who they've got covering Liverpool Forest today, but a couple of them have been kicked out of Forest.
Yes, this all happened obviously since Gary Neville said what he said about the owner, which we were all saying, by the way. And then he went a little bit Kim Jong-un, hasn't he? And just gone, you're not allowed in my stadium.
And well, in fairness, it's his club.
Yeah, it is his club, 100%. This is true, but it's a remarkable thing to do, isn't it? Goodness me.
And both Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher can be dickheads at times.
They can, absolutely, they can. Unfortunately, Chris, as you know, though, we live in a world where that sort of thing seems to garner eyes, and consequently, that's probably why they're still involved, because realistically, Jamie Carragher, the way he behaved in a certain instant with a passing car and a young lady, shouldn't have kept his job. But, there is a bit of something about the negative eyes that brings almost, and, controversy creates cash, especially for Sky Sports.
Yeah. And the other person who's been banned from Forest is... what's she called? That blue woman who Yes. She was there a few weeks ago. She's been banned as well, which is a shame, but there we go.
I just think it's hilarious. He's such a nut job, that bloke, isn't he?
Oh no, it's the woman who beds all the men. Do you mean the owner is it?
Yeah, I mean the owner, the one who's doing it. Yeah. Now I know who you're talking about. Yeah, the one that's always throwing up on social media.
Somebody I can't think of what her name is, but Gray will know. He knows her.
She's like the Queen of Nottingham. The Queen of Nottingham right now. She's doing a great job, mate, of showing what Nottingham is all about for Leicester fans.
Tell you what, that's more than sloppy seconds, isn't it?
Oh my word.
Shall we get Kate's thoughts on the team?
Yeah, let's see what she says, mate.
Yeah.
Right, well, I've checked my watch, checked my calendar, and it's not April Fool's Day. So
good start.
That can only mean that team that I've seen put out there is real. So no Ndidi, no Bilal, more importantly. Where the hell is Bilal? Is that the last time we saw him in a Leicester shirt? Is that the last time we've seen Wolf in a Leicester shirt? We've got a very, very young kindergarten-looking bench. Obviously no Vardy. VK's back in the team, I presume on the left to overlap with Thomas. If you can figure it out, if you can understand it, then answers on a postcard, please. This could be Ruud's last game in charge. Is that why he's decided to mix it up a bit and seemingly pull the team out of the hat like one does with the FA Cup balls in the velvet bag? Don't really know. I think we'll get hammered today. I don't think we'll score. I'm going for a 3-0 loss, and it would be a men against boys, I think. But I would rather him start the likes of Monga rather than start the likes of VK. Just get the kids on, try them from the start. What have you got to lose? But yeah, come on, you foxes.
She talks a lot of sense, that woman.
She does indeed, mate. She even got a one-line or two in her as well, which is remarkable.
Yes. I mean, she's saying what we were saying, and I think what everybody is thinking. Gray has said that woman's his wife.
Yeah, Gray.
I don't know if you're lucky or unlucky there, mate. I tell you what.
I'm not getting involved in this one, Chris. I'll leave you to hang yourself. You carry on.
Yeah. I'm pausing because I'm thinking, how far can I go?
How do I stop digging myself out of this? You're on Bournemouth Beach right now, mate, with the fucking spade and like.
I have. I haven't gone too far. I haven't really sort of started digging yet because it was Gray that said it about his wife. And I am going to back off here because I could get myself. Apparently, Mrs. Gray is very litigious, so it's best to move on. I don't know. I've given up trying to work out what this clown thinks he's doing. Is he going? Isn't he going? If he goes, who are we going to get? Is it going to be Russell Martin? Is it going to be Danny Roll? It's just out of the three teams that have got relegated, we are the most successful of the three that have got relegated. If you go however far back you want to go in the history, Saints won a couple of cups, I think, but certainly in recent history, we are the most successful of the three teams that have gone down. You could argue we're probably the biggest of the three teams that have gone down, and yet I would also say we are the most embarrassing of the 3 teams that have gone down.
Well, we've been stuck in a limbo, Chris, haven't we, ever since we pretty much cottoned on Ruud van Nistelrooy wasn't going to survive his term here at Leicester, which was, months ago now?
Yeah.
I mean, really, he's been waiting for a payout. The club has sort of been playing a game of chicken ball accounts to try and see if they leave him out to dry long enough if he'll float away on the wind on his own. And he hasn't done that. He's holding out for his money. So why didn't we just put him on gardening leave all these weeks ago, put Andy King in charge? We've been playing the same team now probably for a set couple of months, involving a lot of youngsters who he's been working with, which is what the club obviously wants, because a lot of this has shifted, I think, from Top's influence as well. I want to see youngsters being played. And obviously knowing we're going to be moving past a lot of these guys like Sumari and Christensen, like we say, so Wiley being involved. So it just seems to me really silly, Chris, how we didn't just let Kingy run the show if this was the way it was going to be. We just left the guy in charge. He really has got no intention to leave this place in the best place possible. Because actually, if he leaves it worse, he could probably get a bigger payoff.
Yeah.
It almost sounds awful. If he goes, you're really terrible, but, I will stay,
Yeah. I mean, why... Look, whatever we think about him, why should he walk?
Exactly. I agree with you, Chris, on that one. Why should he walk? He shouldn't.
No. We offered him the contract. We didn't hold a gun to his head to make him sign it. He agreed to come. We have hi Jim, by the way. We are we've agreed with that. We've both sides have signed it. It hasn't worked out. He's entitled to his money. Would you walk out?
No, I wouldn't in this case, no, because I would also feel, Chris, because of the whole thing in January about how I think he was probably told he was going to get some resources. Maybe that was only 10 million quid, but that's a lot more than 2.5 million he got for a right back he never played.
Yes.
The level of disconnect, Chris, is remarkable, isn't it? Because even just talking about that briefly in my head, I just went, how is it even possible in January we bought one player and we never really played him when we needed to spend that money on something just to make something happen in this team? I said at the time, why didn't we go to Chelsea and give him 2 million quid to loan KDH?
Yes.
Because that would have made such more of a difference for us this season, having him instead of Sumari as a box-to-box midfielder or as an attacking midfielder to replace Madison. We gave ourselves no chance with the organisation of a football club, Chris.
No. I just, like I say, but then again, he did speak to Enzo. Enzo had been through the same himself, where we didn't exactly splash a lot of money when, in January. So, I don't know, This is Chris Sutton. Now, I've got to say, I don't usually agree with Chris Sutton, and he has gone 2-0 to Bournemouth. Just to point out, because I've cut his prediction off because there was a lot of talk about Bournemouth. But it says, it's a little odd that Jamie Vardy is not going to play for Leicester on Sunday after his farewell game at the King Power Stadium last week. I had only just got him in my fantasy team in time for his 200th goal for the Foxes, but he's coming out again now, and without him, I do not fancy Leicester to score. I have got to say, well said, Chris.
Yeah, it's very rare we agree with Chris Sutton, isn't it? But I think he's probably right today because, and hey, we're playing a system. Well, what we think we're playing is either a 4-2-3-1 or a 5-4-1. Neither of these formations ever suit Patson Daka, do they, Chris? I mean, as bad as Patson Daka has been as a footballer for Leicester City Football Club, there is also very rare occasion we set up in a way to benefit him in his style of football. The times we've seen him on a counter-attack as part of a 2 up top, he's done very well, but it's only been 4 games he's probably played it.
Well, look. I've got nothing left to say. My shot is empty, as they say.
I can just see us knocking balls in from crosses all this game, Chris, and I can just see Patson Daka getting nowhere near them.
Yeah. This is Bournemouth lineup. I can never say that. The most hated goalkeeper in my life is
just
in
say
goal.
Kepa.
That's it. I cannot stand that guy. If he was to knock himself out permanently on the goalpost, I wouldn't be sorry. I think that guy stuffed Chelsea when he was there that time, and the manager, and I hope he suffers a very, very painful death. But you've also got Ivalisson in there, you've got Taverner in there, Clivert, It's not a bad line. Semenyo, not a bad lineup they've got on. And as Richard just said, we could only have 2 Premier League loan players. That's why we couldn't go for KBA.
Yeah, I was going to say, well remembered, mate. I did forget that. Thank you for putting me straight. Cheers.
Because we couldn't get rid of Edouard because of,
I forgot Edouard. I was counting maybe the second one was, and I went, oh, yeah, we had a striker on loan all season that we paid to be playing snooker all day.
Indeed. But that looks a strong lineup for them. And like you say, they are going for Europe. They're in 11th at the moment.
Yeah, they can't get Europe, but...
Well, they've got 53, 54, 55, 56. No, actually, well, that takes them up to 9th.
But it's worth £4 million difference in wages,
Yes.
in prize money. It will be for them to come 9th over where they are now.
It's just too short, 2 points short if Brighton were to lose for Europe. It has kind of wheels gone off their wagon a little bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, they got off to such a good start, Chris, didn't they? The first half of the season, they were the team that everyone was looking at and going, well, they're really blowing everyone out of the water. They were running into Spurs and destroying every team that they came across, including Man City as well, wasn't it? Obviously sold their centre-back, who's on the bench today, to Real Madrid for a whopping profit. I think they ended up making £1 million per game he played, on top of which is remarkable. So great business for them as well. So yeah, they've had a very good season. It has sort of edged off at the end, but I mean, if they come 9th today, Chris, and that extra money, give them another transfer window. They're obviously very good at their transfer business, and next season, who knows, maybe they can push on again. They've had a very encouraging season for a club their size.
Yeah, in fact, I think one of their first losses was to a certain East Midlands team that plays in blue.
Yes, exactly. Amazing, really, wasn't it? But of course, here's the interesting thing about us, Chris. We've never won in the Premier League at Bournemouth.
Oh, well, let's check some facts out, shall we?
We have in the FA Cup, but we haven't in the league.
Well, this I want to look at this because this is the table. Last year, as you can see, the bottom 3 were Luton on 26, Burnley on 24, Sheffield United on 16. So Southampton aren't even going to get up to Sheffield United's level, and they were pretty awful last season. Ipswich are on 22, so they could actually overtake Burnley. We're already on 25, so just one more point would make us equal with Luton Town, but they've got a better goal difference. I know it swings and roundabouts. Interestingly, Forest on 32, Brentford on 39, is that? 39, I think. You got Tottenham 38 and Man United 38. I just want to finish where we are now. I don't know why, and it's silly. I know it's silly, but I do want to finish just that best of the worst.
Yeah, I agree with you, Chris. You want to be 18th out of this lot, don't you? It's been one of the worst groups to come up, since last season's group that came up. And you want to be the top of it, really, don't you? But oh goodness me, look, isn't it remarkable to see that table with Man United and Tottenham there as well? And I think one of them's a European champion as we speak as well.
Well, I'm hopefully going to be doing a show next week, possibly with Luke, because I think that the Champions League this season is totally and utterly devalued by Spurs getting into it. You know, the team that is 17th, possibly 16th, could possibly win be champions of Europe. How embarrassing is that for UEFA? I'm sorry.
I think it's partly to do with the rules they've added to it, because they wanted to do seedings, didn't they, for clubs like Manchester United to get them into Europe if they didn't get based on a point system or something, or a seeding thing. Yeah, so I think it's all part of this trying to keep the bigger name clubs in it.
Basically, they just don't want any other clubs other than their favourites getting through, you know. Right, let's have a look at some stats. Here we go. Head-to-head. Bournemouth are unbeaten in all 6 of their Premier League home games against Leicester, as you said, won 4, drawn 2. Winning the last 3 by an aggregate score of 10-4. Wow. And I was there when we were 4-0 down, I think, at half-time, and Soyuncu got sent off. And we ended up 4-3. Had that game gone on for another half an hour, who knows?
Cool.
Yeah, Jim's agreeing with me. Thank you very much, Jim. It's just a little thing of mine. Leicester's first Premier League win of the season came in the reverse fixture, and they could do the league double over the Cherries for the first time since the 13-14 championship campaign. Now, what happened in that 13-14 championship campaign? I think that was rather a good one, wasn't it?
I think it went pretty well, Chris. I think it ended up with record points, didn't it, at the time?
It did. Well,
Yeah.
it was equal record. I think. No, it was second because Reading had 106. I think we ended up with.
Of course they did. Yeah, I forgot about that Reading team. Yeah.
Yeah, we had 101. But we smashed so many records, the most away wins, the most goals, and all. We went. Obviously, that was following the Watford
one, yeah.
The season before. But yeah, it would be nice to end up with a double.
Yeah,
we've already got one double, of course. We have already got a double, but that is against the worst team in the in the table this season, and the second ever worst in Premier League history. So it would be nice.
We did well with the teams at the bottom, Chris. We got 4 points off 17th as well, didn't we?
Yes, we did. If only we could just play them every week.
I was going to say, if only we could have a cup final, Chris, or they got given one, we might have won.
Yes, after going 5 league games unbeaten, Bournemouth have lost their last 2. They could lose their last 3 league matches of the season for a second year in a row. It has cut the end of the text off, I do apologise. The Cherries have lost 5 of their past 7 home league fixtures, scoring just 4 times. Only relegated Ipswich have lost more home games since the start of February. I'm trying to build up some hope here for us, mate.
Positive stats in our favour, aren't they?
Yeah. Bournemouth have scored 21 goals at home in this season's Premier League, as opposed to 35 away. They have scored 13 goals via substitutes in the Premier League this season, second only to Fulham with 17. When you read that, I'm beginning to think, oh God, if only we had Jamie Vardy.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm beginning to think as well, Chris, only we had a direction today, because then we might have a chance. I mean, the best we're going to get is if maybe McAteer wants to get himself on the score sheet today, but I can't see a cohesive team effort to go after a team today that needs 1 win to get in the top half of the league.
No,
I can't see it, I'm afraid. I don't buy it. I just don't think we've got a leg to stand on today, unfortunately.
No.
Bournemouth must be bad rather than us be good.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Leicester City have gone 3 league games unbeaten, the best one of the season. Oh my God! They've won 2 of their last 3 Premier League matches, as many as they had in the previous 26.
Yeah.
The Foxes have also scored 6 goals across those 3 fixtures, as many as in their previous 19. They are the only team in the top flight not to have kept an away clean sheet in 24-25. Leicester have won their last Premier League game of the season on the past 2 occasions. Southampton a couple of years ago, and of course West Ham last season. Although Bournemouth, as it happened, couldn't do us a favour and beat Everton.
The outcome was the same, wasn't it?
So we went down then. I just want to show you this though, and I'm not sure who it is that says about the Greens, the Reds, and what have you. When you look at this season's table, we are the informed team.
We are. We're very good at this, mate, aren't we, at Leicester? We seem to be able to find a run at the end, normally for great escapes. Unfortunately, by the time we've managed to bring it together now, it's way too late. But the irony is, mate, going back to briefly what you said about obviously is Rude going to go and all the rest of it, isn't it weird now we're in a week where I've literally been thinking, if it's going to be Russell Martin, I want Rude to stay.
Well, we did that the other day. I had Manny, Jack, and Wayne on, and I said, right, do you stick with Ruud van Nistelrooy or do you go with Russell Martin? And they all went Ruud van Nistelrooy as well.
Isn't that remarkable, Ben, how much we all wanted him gone? But then it just that shows you what a mess this season is, Chris, really, doesn't it? It's just nothing's gone at the right time. Everything's been backwards. And then we end up getting relegated pretty much first, apart from Southampton, obviously. We were the worst team when we got relegated. And then we end up coming 18th. It's with no
not yet. We're not 18th yet, mate. Don't count your chickens.
No, but I don't think they're going to do anything today, are they? They'll get a draw at most, but they're not going to beat West Ham, are they?
I don't
think
know.
So. Maybe that'll be the one I get completely wrong today. Quickly back to the chat. What has happened to El Khanis? We are suspecting he's on his way out of the club, guys, but we don't know because everyone's asking in the chat where is he, and I think he's all. Yeah.
Officially, it's personal reasons.
Yeah, officially, guys, personal reasons, but we wonder if that's because someone's called him.
Yes. Well, exactly.
You don't want to get an injury now, do you, and ruin it? I mean, the funny thing is, Chris, let me say this. If Fatu had been fit all season, would he be the one Arsenal be sniffing around now?
Probably. Arsenal do like to sniff around Leicester.
They do. They got a thing for us.
They can't source their own players.
Well, no, exactly, mate. They got a little thing with us. So don't forget, now they're the new Spurs because Spurs have won a trophy. So all of a sudden, that whole title win we had looks worse on them than it does on Spurs.
Yes, indeed. And of course, Chelsea, the other team that like to sniff around as well. Now, Leicester in the form table. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Overall, in the last 6 games, 12th.
Yeah, do you know what, Chris? The funny stat from today you haven't got as well is we've opened the scoring in the last 3 games. The 4th time we did that in history was against Bournemouth. So actually, yeah.
Do you want to know in the points? I'm just on the ball here.
Go with it, mate.
Points lost from winning positions.
Right.
We are actually 19th. We've only won 10.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
Winning positions. Having said that, do you know who the team below us is? I'll give you a Bobby bonus point if you can get it.
My instinct was Tottenham, but maybe I'm wrong. I'll go with Tottenham.
You're wrong. Newcastle.
Really? Oh, that's a surprise. Yeah. I thought it would either be Tottenham or Ipswich or Southampton. I didn't think Newcastle.
No, Man United are one above us with 1. They've got 11 points. Points gained from losing positions. Well, oh my God, I can't find. Oh, we're 13th with 12 points from winning positions. But look, going back to the overall form. Form table. I never found Bournemouth. Where were Bournemouth? They're 14th, so we're actually better form than they are at the moment. Now, I'm going to split that up. I'm going to say, right, let's have a look at the home form and see how Bournemouth are doing with the home form.
Yeah, because that's normally where they do a bit better. But it really has been a season of 2 halves for them, Chris. I mean, I'm not sure what your mate would say, you're down the pub with. But I think since the second half of the season, they've dropped off a little bit somehow.
Yes, I mean, 9 games to go. He was predicting that they would be in Europe.
I predicted them to win the FA Cup. I thought they would have beaten Man City and won the FA Cup. But obviously, Crystal Palace had that honour. I thought there was a team there that could have done it. And Bournemouth was my pick until Palace went on their run. So,
well, here we look. Looking at the form guide for the home games only for the last 6, Bournemouth are in 18th.
Interesting. Chris, you talking yourself into changing your mind here for a Leicester prediction on the You're slowly trying to talk everyone around here.
I am, but then I keep looking at the team.
You should get a job with Top, mate. You'd be able to get a lot of money, I think, because you're very good at talking things around.
So they've got 4 points, 1 win, 1 draw from the last 6 games. They're in 18th. But on away form, where are Leicester? That is the question.
Oh, my word. On away form, I'm going to say we're probably 15th, 14th, 14th.
18th.
Oh, so I wasn't far off. We did get something at Brighton.
2 points from the last 6 away games. Yeah. So even though struggling at home, Bournemouth, we're struggling away as well. So
how are we feeling about Forest today as well? Obviously, if Forest beat Chelsea, it looks like they'll probably get Champions League because I think Villa might drop points at United.
It's going to make. It was a very interesting prediction show. Just to go through, I mean, Kate's gone 3-0 to the Cherries. Chris Sutton went 2-0. Gray's gone 2-0. Paul's went 1-1. Jim's gone 2-1. They're just a few that I've picked up. Now, Brad went 3-1 to Leicester.
Right. Good old Brad.
Wayne went 2-1 to Leicester.
You're right.
I went 1-1.
Okay, so we've all got a 1 in ours because I've gone for a 1 as well, Chris. But I've gone for 1 for Leicester and 4 for Bournemouth.
Oof! Oh! You very unloyal twat, you.
I know, mate. I just think on this final day of the season, if they've not given their own fans a good performance for a while, we're the sort of team that could trip over our laces today and walk into a hammering. And of course, it's a lineup as well. The lineup doesn't fill me with confidence. No. I can see us going 5 at the back. I can see them coming at us and just us melting like a chocolate fireguard on or a left Mars bar on the side of the beach in the sun. Honestly, I can't see it going well today.
The thing is, as well, we haven't got a good record. against Bournemouth, as we said at Bournemouth. Sorry, I'm just trying to untangle me headphones here. We have struggled.
We have, and when they turn up, Chris, they do turn up well, don't they? Because they put, what was it, 4 past City and 5?
Yeah, I mean, they're not. You look at Bournemouth and they're this small club with this stadium that has a shed at one end. That's had a temporary stand for 15 years. But with this manager, although of course, will this manager be there next season?
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? I wouldn't see any reason for him not to be, unless obviously someone comes in and gets him, and there is some manager movement going around, because Xabi Alonso was confirmed at Real Madrid today, wasn't he? The biggest unknown secret in the history of football, that one. But yeah, there is a merry-go-round going on, mate, definitely on that one. But yeah, I think unfortunately it's going to be a sad end to the season for us, but I'll take a McAteer goal. I'll predict it'll be Casey to get it as well.
Is Amorim safe? I mean, it is even. Is Ange safe? I mean, I know he's won a European trophy, but stranger things have happened.
I said to a Man United friend of mine, do you want to swap Van Nistelrooy for Amorim? Because I tell you what, if they'd kept Van Nistelrooy there rather than going for Amorim, I think they'd probably be 10th and probably have a European trophy. Because I think the stylistic change for Man United has been such a big departure, as well as the bad culture. They've just not adjusted, have they? They look awful. No. Terrible team.
No, not at all. But yeah, I mean, so Areola could be going to possibly going to another club, and I hope not for Bournemouth's sake. As you know, I live just outside Bournemouth, so I do tend to sort of keep an eye on them. Let's have a look. What else have we got here? Clean sheets.
Sorry, Jim.
We're not bottom. We're not bottom with not being able to clean sheets. Carry on.
I was going to say, well, that should add up, because we've got a pretty good goalkeeper by all accounts. If you're a relegated team, your goalkeeper gets good rep, then you must be doing something right.
Well, we've played 37 games. We've kept 3 clean sheets.
Wow. Okay. That's not great, but, then we aren't Burnley, are we, like Scott Parker would?
I mean, he's done well there, hasn't he? Southampton have kept 3 clean sheets, and Ipswich have kept 3 clean sheets. So
it's all equally as bad as each other. There we go.
Indeed. Richard, I'm an LCFC fan living in Portland, but my son born here is a Bournemouth fan. I think Bournemouth will. I think Leicester will. So we're going for a 1-1. That's fair enough. Right, the teams are in the tunnel. We're wearing this strip today. I will see you at half time, mate.
See you then, mate. Come on, let's have a good first half, guys. If we're in square at half time, that'd be amazing.
We'll take it, won't we?
See you then, mate.
Cheers, mate. Cheers. Thanks very much there to Tom. Honestly, this week I've not been able to get my words out this week. Coming up, remember, we've got hi Ben, we've got people in the chat. I won't be responding to the chat, for instance, as much as I used to, because as you can see, they actually come up on the screen. Wow, there you go. You see, how cool is that? Gray will be no. What's the word I'm looking for, Gray? No spoilers from anybody for any game. I will read the scores out for all the games. So, no spoilers for any game. And I move myself across a bit there. That better. There we go. And here we go. Here we go then. The players are about to do the handshakes. Final game of the Premier League season. It's Championship next season, guys.
This is the Leicester to Lie Day Watch-Along Show. Join in the chat and don't forget to subscribe.
I will love it if we beat them. Love it.
Love it, love it, love it indeed. Here we go. So Cook is out for Bournemouth. He was suspended. Liverpool obviously going to get presented with the trophy after the game today, deservedly winning it. Arsenal, no, Manchester City, and Arsenal still can't win. Honestly, Arsenal. There we go. The Leicester. Let's see what. So we've got a 3 at the back: Faze, Cody, and Thomas. Justin, Skip, Sumare, and Christensen, and 3 up front: McAteer, Daka, Ayew. So 3-4-3 is the way that's the Premier League are showing it. And Cody is captain as well today. Probably the right choice to be captain. El Canoes has got a family issue, it says. A lot of youngsters on the bench, I've got to say. Yes, grey ice kings indeed, which is quite funny because it's sunny down here on the south coast, very windy. Bournemouth in their red and black striped tops, which are very nice, I have to say. Black shorts, black socks with a red trim on. Like say Leicester in their Ice Kings outfit. I suppose they put it on, they need to make a few sales. Daka there. Tom was saying that Daka possibly wanted to stop and fight for his place. God help us. I don't not like Daka, but when I was defending him when we were in the Championship, they're doing they're taking the knee. Why still? Why? Who cares anymore? And we're off. Bournemouth, I'll kick in from right to left in this first half. As I always say, kicking the other way, left to right, and Leicester, otherwise it'd be a very one-sided game. I just thought that Daka took a lot of criticism, which was unfair. Christian giving the ball away straight away. Very unfair when Vardy had a bad game and he didn't take any stick. It was a stick that he got that I didn't agree with, but we do need a new striker, definitely. Yeah, Richard, it would be nice. Justin with the throw-in on this side. I mean, from a distance, the Leicester strip looks almost white, all white. Let's hope it'll be all white on the night. Hey, see what I did there? Keep up. Reminds me of Keith Weller, I think it was the last time we played in an all-white strip. For one season, we did have, because we were trying to emulate, unfortunately, Leeds United, and we went for an all-white strip. Luke Thomas is coming over to this right-hand side to take a very long throw, which is his job. Been some question about where he steps on the line. It's into the box. Oh, it's in the. It was heading in the danger area, and the goalkeeper caught it, and well done, Ayew, I think it was, who ran into him. Oh yeah, he's only been on loan, Kepa, so he's going back to Chelsea next season. Oh, giving the ball away. Can he get in? We've won a corner. Well done. tried to clear the ball, came off a Leicester player, and not sure who it was. I think it was McAteer was running up there to try and keep it in, and he did, and he got across him, but he hit the player and went out, and it's a corner to Leicester. First corner of the game on this near side. Coden fouls up from the back. Oh, headed all the way over and out. Samare cross to Skip, not the best of balls. And Skip completely cocks it up and plays it straight out. The commentator just said Skip's first season not been a roaring success, but I don't think he's been given the chance with this manager. Faith having a 1-2, then playing the ball forward. Ayew doing well there, doing what he's good at and getting a free kick. Went down very easily, but he's got a free kick. No goals yet. It is only 3 minutes in, but I just thought I'd tell you that. Pass giving the ball away this time. Cody getting the ball, paddling it just across the edge of the box to Wout Faes. Got time to do a long pass up front. Leicester somehow managed to keep the ball, but then give it away again. Oh, Bournemouth here in the box. Few shouts for handball off the Bournemouth fans. Bournemouth playing around on the edge of the box in this close corner here. Just looking, focus on the opposite side of the pitch now, looking for the breakthrough. It's a free kick to Leicester. Adam Smith there committing the foul. Those were the days indeed, Jeff. Those were the days, my friend. We thought they'd never end. So Stolarczyk with the free kick, high and up into the Bournemouth half. Head tennis at the moment. Leicester somehow come away with the ball. They are harrowing us a lot of Bournemouth. They're not letting us settle, and it goes all the way back to Stolarczyk. Wout Faes. Christensen, can he keep it in? Yes, he has. It's a lovely ball. Oh. And Skip misses the chance. Now Bournemouth can come away. Nielsen's got all the space in the world and he puts it wide. I mean, it was a beautiful breakaway. I had a feeling that was going to end up in the net. Now, Jim. Just giving credit where credit's due. It was a lovely swerve and a lovely long ball. Ayew. Play on. He went down, and then we've given the ball away again. Eight minutes in, 7 times we've given the ball away. Somebody's been Googling lyrics, Gray. Through ball from Bournemouth there, but it goes all the way through to Stolarczyk in the City goal. Again, that's another time we've given the ball away. It's a good season for Bournemouth. I mean, obviously they're not qualified for Europe, unfortunately, but let's face it, we would swap places with them. Well done, Gray. Comes off Ayew for a Bournemouth throw. Well defended by Cody. Well, again, we lost the ball. So Bournemouth have it just inside their own half, now playing into the Leicester half at the far side. A lovely ball over the top for Bournemouth. On the edge of the box on the far side, cuts it back. Oh, they've probably made a mess of it themselves, but it's a corner to Bournemouth on the far side. Bournemouth are looking the better of the sides after 10 minutes. Crystal Palace beating Liverpool 1-0. That's the first goal of the afternoon, and at the moment Palace are pissing on Liverpool's party. Usual shirt pulling going on. It's a short corner on the far side. He's lost it under his feet, but he's got it back, the Bournemouth player. Long shot, and it goes wide from Clivert. It was an effort. It was an effort for Bournemouth, but not one that was good enough. Bournemouth breaking into the Leicester half down this left-hand side. McAteer comes across, just in behind him. Ball into the box! Oh, what a save! Great save by Stolarczyk. So it's the second corner in quick succession. It's another short one for Bournemouth. At the moment, the Bournemouth goalkeeper, he's just having a bit of a rest. Oh, Faz heading it clear. Oh, Bournemouth, they're through again here. Oh, Faze, good defending and good just cutting out the cross there. Well done about Faze. Ayew back in defence for Leicester. And now Thomas can't keep it in. Bournemouth well on top at the moment. And now another throw in. No, Paul Stevenson, no. Well, no, actually, fair enough. No, I had given the score out, so that's all right, mate. That's all right. Free kick against Thomas. Yellow card for Luke Thomas. Got to say that their goalkeeper at the moment, he might as well get a picnic out. Clivert coming away with it on the far side. Plays it in. Oh, Fass again, just getting his foot in the way. Sumari getting it back to Cody. Now McAteer gives the ball away again. At the moment, after a quarter of an hour, 2/3 of the possession gone to Bournemouth. It was good foot in the way there by Faze. It ended up going to Sumari, who passed it back to Cody, and he wasn't expecting it. And if just echoing what I said there, If we get a point out of this and it ends up 0-0, it's purely because we've been bloody lucky. 17 minutes in, and we have given the ball away 12 times. No, 11. Sorry, 11 times. Has Daka touched the ball yet? Anybody? I don't think he has. Leicester are actually in. Oh no, look, they've got the goalkeeper. He's awake. Got the ball in their half, but that was purely from a goal kick from Solarchik. See what he did there, Jeff. Bournemouth finding it so easy. Again, Faze with good defending. That's very true what they're saying here. You know, if you don't tippy-tappy it about because you're going to give it away, bump it upfield, and then we can recompose ourselves at the back. If we don't, if they get the ball. But it's a free kick to Bournemouth, midway into our half on this near side. Right arms up from Brooks, left-footed into the box. Oh, Sumare, I think it was, heading clear there. And Skip gets the block in, goes out for another throw into Bournemouth. Oh, Peter. Best comment of the show so far. Luke Thomas doing well there to keep hold of the ball. Then Brooks takes him out and straight in front of the linesman. He argues with the linesman, but the linesman's given a free kick to Leicester. Brooks, you can argue all you want. Of course, they are talking about making a new law where only the captain can talk to the referee, which I thought they'd done years ago. Because Man United had a very bad reputation for it. Manchester City have gone 1-0 up at Fulham. Fulham 0, Manchester City 0, Liverpool 0, Palace 0 as we speak. That's Manchester City. If it stays like this, got guaranteed Champions League, which there might be. No, there weren't, I don't think, before. Doesn't do Nottingham Forest's chances of getting in the Champions League any good. Coming down this left-hand side, our right again for Bournemouth. I think it's Taverner twisting and turning, keeping hold of the ball. So is Semnyeyo. This time, Luke Thomas giving away a free kick. He's got to be careful, of course. It's on a yellow. McAteer. Oh, didn't cut out. There's a cross coming in for Bournemouth. On the edge of the box, he's lining the shot up. And he slipped as he took it. I mean, I think that was a foul on McAteer. He had his shirt being pulled, but the referee didn't give anything. trying to keep hold of the ball on the near side. They're playing it pretty much dangerously, Leicester. Samare. Free kick to Leicester. Kavanagh this time. Skip loses. Oh no, Skip gives away a free kick and attempting to keep the ball that he'd lost. Surprised if Daka's had a handful of touches, says the commentator. I'd be surprised if he knows where the ball is. "14 touches in our box, Bournemouth. 3 for Leicester in theirs." Daka is a 1 in 5 striker, they've just said. I'd think not. 1 in 5. It is the silly season, isn't it? Our last watch along, guys. There'll be a lot more next season, of course. There'll be midweek games as well because we're in the Championship. Mm. 5 touches for Daka. Bournemouth really, they're just... I'm getting a sense that it's just like a training game phase again with the interception. Is this Bournemouth now? In the box. Lovely overlap from Bournemouth. Oh no, oh, Justin. Not sure it was. He was put on his backside. The Leicester City defender. I think it was James Justin, was it? No, it was Yeah, no, Justin was put on his arse, but did enough to put Kirkes off. Oh, that's a penalty. No, the referee's not giving it. I thought a penalty for Bournemouth there. It will, of course, be looked at. The Bournemouth players didn't argue, to be fair. Samare. Thomas. He was all the way back to Salarchik. Now, Daka. No flag up at the moment. Ayew gets it from Daka on the edge of the box. Daka there! And Skip. Oh my God. What a move. That should I mean well, now Leicester coming forward now. This giving Leicester a bit of a chasing wind. Christensen into the box, but it's away by Bournemouth, who keep possession. So we've had the ball in the net. Ten points away from home. That's it for Leicester. Oh no, Justin. Justin, good tackle. But I thought that could have been a foul earlier. Half an hour gone. Let's just go round the grounds here. Bournemouth 0, Leicester 0. In fact, it's pretty much as it was before. Liverpool 0, Crystal Palace 1. And everything else so far is... Oh no, Tottenham Hotspur 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Wolves 0, Brentford 1. So Brighton's hopes of Europe could be going a little bit down the pan. Brentford are doing their hopes of a late European run, no harm whatsoever. So just the 4 games with a goal at the moment. The rest are all 0-0. Oh, come on. A foul against FaZe. Actually, in fairness, Stephen, I've spoken to a couple of people who are non-Leicester fans, and actually the Premier League loved Leicester winning the title. They use that in their promotion of the Premier League around the world. The clubs that didn't like, I think the people that didn't like us winning the title were the Big Six, and it was Manchester City who had uttered the immortal words, "We can't let that happen again," not the FA. I know what you know, and I say what you're thinking, but no, they actually loved us winning the title. Thomas talking to from the linesman. Bournemouth now. A long shot. Oh, what a save! He's made some good stops for Stolarczyk, and he punches it away as well. Another corner. Referee's going to have a word with people in the box. James Justin is the one he's talking to, and Sensi. Christensen saying keep an eye on somebody else. Corner comes in. This time it's into the box. Stolarczyk punches. Six attempts to Bournemouth, 2 from Leicester. They've had 2 on target. We haven't had any yet. Bournemouth coming forward. Bournemouth are looking the more likely. Throwing for Leicester. Christensen winning it. Yeah, I wonder if that yellow card for Thomas will make Rude think about changing him at half time. Leicester can't get the ball off Bournemouth, and it's on this near side. A lovely cross up into the box. Oh, Leicester managed to. Oh, and then we give. Oh no, have they given the ball away? Yes, they're giving the ball away. "17 times we've given the ball away." Oh, comes in, but it's straight down to Larchik's throat. Drops down to his knee. 35 minutes gone, 10 minutes to half time. Bournemouth 0, Leicester 0. Got to say the better team is Bournemouth. Yeah, do you reckon, Gray? There was the guy, an American guy, who had that Champions Cup thing that that he didn't want us in, but I don't think UEFA didn't say they didn't want us in the Champions League. He didn't want us in that Champions Cup thing where we played Celtic, Barcelona, and I forget who the third team was. Could have been Madrid. He didn't want us in there, and we had to. Well, the FA had to sort of say, "Well, you're not having anybody then." Now, that is a penalty. Yeah. What's he given? It's a free kick. Free kick for a challenge by Cody on Evan Nielsen. Yes, it was outside the box. He ended up nearly on the penalty spot. And it will get checked, of course. And I think it was outside. Everybody's saying it's outside. They're waiting to hear from VAR. Now, surely this can't take long. You look at it and say, in or out? Looks like it's going to be a free kick. Yeah, it is outside the box. It will be a free kick. Oh, they're looking as if it's a red card now for Connor Cody. Well, no, FaZe was there to cover. There's a yellow card for Connor Cody. I think it is the correct decision. I 100% agree with it. I also think as well that Cody did have to take one for the team. I mean, it's literally on the penalty box line, this free kick. Just inside the D, almost on the penalty line. It's a good distance for Bournemouth. Clivert's going to take it. No. Oh my God! What a save by Stolarczyk. He's having a great game, Stolarczyk. I mean, Evan Nielsen actually hit the post, but he was offside. There's another Bournemouth player was offside as well. So at that time, I think VAR worked in our favour. About FaZe letting it go out for a goal kick. Long one from Stolarczyk. High, just inside the Bournemouth box, but they had it back at Leicester. Leicester, yeah, I'm going to say referee, you're a bit late there. And Sumari was pulled, Dakasori was pulled down from behind. The challenge in the box, McAteer went down. Six of one and half dozen of the other, I think. They all looked, well, they both looked to be up and at it. .75 passes in the final third, 12 to Leicester. Giving the ball away again. Two minutes to go now. Look, this is a bad time for Leicester. We know what we're like just before half time and just after half time. Bournemouth are coming forward again. Got the ball just outside the box, passing it from one side of the pitch to this near side. Number 3 for Bournemouth. Hercules. Now. On another save! Skip got the tackle in. It was a good tackle, in fairness to saying. It fell for Bournemouth, who now have the long throw themselves. But it was a good save from Stolarczyk, who comes up and grabs the ball. Now Skip's up. He was rubbing his head, but he's up. I was waiting to see how many minutes we're going to have added on. I've just announced it, but I can't see it. It's going to be 4 minutes. 4 minutes of extra time, of injury time. Do we want the Turtles back? Do we want the injury time Turtles back? That is the question. Stolarczyk. Boot upfield from his hands. Outfaze will pass it back to him. Boots it high. Free kick to Leicester. Bournemouth pushing their Leicester player over there. I think it's McAteer. Been in a bit of the walls this half. And a free kick to which Jakob is going to walk over and take. It's almost on the sideline. So, head ball at the moment. No foul this time. The Bournemouth player went down. And Leicester City are going back again. No, the Daka hasn't had the service. Let's be honest with you. Jakob's definitely going. Oh, now Leicester. Ayew. Oh, bad ball to Christensen. But the Bournemouth player kind of went over Ayew, and Ayew sort of bet over and then went under. They got a free kick. James Justin gone down. Jim. Be nice, Jim. It's the last game of the season. It's a free kick on the far side to Leicester. Everybody's up that I can see. This will probably be the last move of the game. Thomas into the box, and it's right straight over everybody. And there it is, half time, and it is 0-0. Half time refreshments, half time toilet break. We will be back for the half time analysis, which we're coming up straight after my little wee break.
This is the Leicester Till I Die Watchalong show. Join in the chat and don't forget to subscribe.
I will love it if we beat them. Love it.
Half time 0-0. Let's just catch up with the half times around the Premier League. AFC Bournemouth 0, Leicester City 0, as you can see. Fulham 0, Manchester City 1. Interesting. Ipswich Town 0, West Ham United 1. Liverpool 0, Crystal Palace 1. They're having their party peed on. Manchester United 0, Villa 0, Newcastle United 0, Everton 0, Nottingham Forest 0, Chelsea 0. Southampton 0, Arsenal 1. Tottenham Hotspur have fully decided how to remember how to win. Tottenham Hotspur 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 0, and Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Brentford 1. Tom, hello, welcome back, sir. Not the best of first halves. I mean, I think we're lucky to it to be at 0-0.
Yeah, it's what I expected it to be, mate. Really, and it's just been backs to the wall, hasn't it? We're still useless going forward, aren't we? I mean, if you compare us to Bournemouth, think the quality difference now between us and Bournemouth shows you how far wrong we've gone in the last few years. Because every time they come forward, even if they're passing out from the back, Chris, they're just getting through us quickly on the counter-attack, or they're finding a way when we've got players back to create opportunities. And for us, it's the same thing every time. We've got too many players back. We try and counter-attack. We play someone in down the left or right. It's a cut-back cross, and they defend it because that's all we know how to do now. So I'm really still very peeved off at how we've completely gone impotent going forward. But then we are in this cycle of just defending all the time, aren't we?
And having said that, I suppose on the plus side, there is only one team of the relegated three that have got a point at the moment.
Well, this is true, exactly, mate. But it's definitely very much a award of being best of the bad bunch, isn't it? And in Ipswich, to be fair, looking at their stats, they've got a goal in their game, as you know. So I think they're more likely to score than we probably are today. It's a lot of hard work, Liz, to get to an inevitable 1 or 2-0 defeat, isn't it? That's the thing that gets me. There doesn't seem to be anything apart from this style. And we were talking about the formation before the start of the game, Chris, and it's the 4-2-3-1, except Christensen's coming back into a 5 because we haven't got a left winger. That's literally what we're seeing today. So it shows you what a mess we're in, mate, unfortunately.
The players are there. He's just not picking them, is he? 25 minutes gone, 5 touches for Daka, none in the box.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's funny with Daka, isn't it? Because he doesn't help himself. But then if he gets too far back... And I've got this problem with Soumare, Chris, as well, right? Soumare, I think, don't get me wrong, he's not had a great year. There was someone raised a good question in the chat, is Chowdhury better? Both of them have got the same problem. Soumare, if he was encouraged to take the ball forward and be higher up the pitch, I think would be quite effective for us. But once again, how many times has he been stood outside the 6-yard box? And we've got so many players back there anyway, we've got nowhere to clear the ball to. So here come Bournemouth again, and here come Bournemouth again. And you can sometimes get into too much of a defensive mindset and have that one extra player back for the wrong reason and end up getting in each other's way. And I'm looking at Soumare as someone in the minute who's going to give the ball away in a crap area and we're going to concede. Watch my words.
Not surprised. Yeah, I mean, well, do you know how many times we've given the ball away?
Oh, mate, it was getting towards a lot. I'd go 12.
Well, I've counted here, and look, you know, maybe I'm being a bit unfair with some of them, but I've counted 19.
Yeah, I was going to say, I knew it was over 10 because the amount of time we looked disorganised at going forward. And it's even the fine details, Chris. They got a short corner in their game. We have not given one good corner all season, like maybe one against Brighton. And that's by luck, not judgment. They've got an option. If we can't get that ball past the first man, why haven't we got a short corner routine?
Yeah.
I don't understand what we're doing. We're banging our heads against a brick wall, mate, and we're just literally in the abyss now, just watching the same nonsense.
We haven't got any sort of tactical nous in this team at all. That's the thing, isn't it? You know what I mean?
You know, I said, Rude, you know, stay, please. I've changed my mind. Let's bring in Russell Martin instead because it just dawned on me this is the best we're going to get under Rude.
Well, this is the thing. I haven't voted for Rude.
Damned if you don't.
And nobody's asked me which I would go for, so I've kept very, very quiet on it. XG, Bournemouth 0.88, Leicester 0.25. We have been lower. I've got to say, 2 players I want to pick out here. And I'm going to pick him out.
I knew it was coming. Yeah.
If I keep rubbing it, it might be.
Oh, mate, we have to end on the lowest note possible.
Always. Always. We're not ending. It's more to come. Mr. Bond, I've been expecting you. I did that the other day, actually.
His wife does that with him at home. He's had a bad day. His head's in her lap, and he's like, "It's okay. We'll move back to Belgium soon."
What's his head doing in her lap? That's the question. I thought he's had a good game.
I think he's been one of the better ones. I think the things I liked that he did, Chris, was that he was the only one who was willing to make a long pass forward.
Yeah.
There was twice he tried to make a good direct ball like Suyuncu used to do back in the day and was
Yeah.
very good at as well. And
Yeah.
when I was talking back to how we are very impotent going forward, it's stuff like that that's going to make a difference. You need to play through the lines quicker. If we do play through a line quickly, it's because someone like Root today is actually doing something probably slightly outside what Root wants him to do, but he wants his transfer, Chris. So it shows you the madness, doesn't it, of the system?
But I can't think of the way she described it, but the commentator said, and I don't know if you've got the same commentator as me, but basically, I think to put it in my words, Wout Faes has been very good at just hoofing it up the field and saying "fucking get on the end of it," which he said is probably not what Ruud van Nistelrooy wants. But they said like boot it upfield gives you a chance to get back into formation at the back.
Exactly, Chris. And I do wonder if sometimes we've got into such a negative mindset about needing players behind the ball because we've been bad at defending or everything else, that we're now in a position where we're being counterproductive with it. There's too many of them back there. When I see Christensen next to Thomas, who is our left winger today, that's the idea. Where is he out there? You play it into Casey. Casey ends up jogging into the middle. And there's no one to pass to. As soon as Bournemouth do it on the opposite end of it, Chris, they have someone there. Someone's making a run. Someone's doing this. And that's what gets me. We seem to be ignorant to how to play football at the top end.
I have a feeling that might change because Thomas is on a yellow card. So he may come off, Christensen drop back and McAteer move over and Monga come on. Who knows? The other player that I very quickly want to mention, my man of the match so far, and that's Salarchik.
Yeah, I think we're both on the same page. He's kept us in the game with 2 really good saves there, hasn't he?
At least 2, yeah.
Yeah, at least 2 really good saves, and that's right. And there's a great comment there from Derek has just come up saying our team today was struggling in the championship, and that is why I'm getting a little bit antsy for a last game of the season game, because like Luton last year, if you spend so long not scoring goals and defending so much, you kind of lose that magic how to do it, don't you?
Yes.
And my concern is if we go into next season with this impotence, then we're going to have a problem. So it's very much apparent Chris Ruud does have to go. Whoever the next manager will be, if it is Southampton's leftovers or like it's been Forest's leftovers, you could argue at other times, that's going to be difficult to digest. But we can't keep going the way we're going with this. And it's once again a reminder, all right, it's not going to be good enough.
It was offside, but I think it was offside for the second offside more than the first offside for the goal. I mean, why are they letting it? If it was the first offside, why are they just letting it go so long? Put your flag up straight away. You're not going to cause any injuries because the players aren't looking at the flag. The players are looking at the ball and playing to the whistle. So stick the flag up straight away. That said, I think the cross into Skip to score, I think he was offside as well. Can't remember who it was. But I think that was right. I think it was offside. That was the VAR that went against us, the PAR that went in our favour, and I wanted to quickly touch on this before we go to the second half. It was the penalty at the other end, Connor Cody's yellow card. Connor Cody, I think, took one for the team.
Yeah, I think he did that. I think you could argue 50-50 if JJ was brought down by Semedo in the move before it as well, Chris. I think both of them were sort of farting around a little bit and including the tackle. So I think he took it for the team, like you said, and just got away with it. But not ideal.
Yeah, I think they did well because it was outside the box.
JJ stitched him up though, because JJ should have got rid of it, and he went down like a bit of a fairy. Really, he barely got touched, but it should have maybe got blown anyway, Chris. But there we go, it didn't.
But Faes was covering, I think, anyway. So But right, I'll let you go, mate. The Leicester players are out. Bournemouth aren't yet. I will see you and Brad at full time.
See you then, guys. Enjoy the second half.
Thanks a lot. Bye bye. Thanks to Tom there. He will join us back at half time. Bournemouth players are running out onto the pitch now. To some sort of music. Leicester are in the ice white strip, as modelled very nicely, I think, by myself. They're going to do it so that all the games try and kick off at the same time. Bournemouth in their red and black. Bournemouth kicking left to right, and Leicester kicking right to left now. And we're into the second half, as I say. No changes as far as I can see. She's saying the sun's dipped. I've got beautiful sunshine out here in Poole. So Southampton and Ipswich both losing, which means at the moment we are staying in 18th on 26 points. How weird would that be if we end this season on a 4-match unbeaten run after the shit season it's been? So, can Leicester get more into this game in the second half? So we do need to get back into this game because, to be quite honest with you, we were way off the pace. 28 touches it ended in the first half for Bournemouth in our box, 6 for us in theirs. Don't forget, please, guys, smash that likes button, subscribe if you're new, and click the notification bell, and you'll never miss another show. Because obviously, during the off season, all the shows are going to be all over the place. Bournemouth coming down the far side. Again, going down our right. Justin was played down there. He did actually touch the ball with his arm, but he was already down on the ground. But he had won the free kick anyway. I mean, the goalkeeper for Bournemouth, he's really had nothing to do. So the table as it stands at the moment, Leicester City will be on 26 points, Ipswich on 22, Southampton on 12. Tottenham are up to 15th with 41. Wolves down to 16th with 41. Manchester United 17th. Wow. Oh, Christensen. Thomas is getting involved. Come on, Thomas, you got a yellow card. Be sensible. Oh, Christensen. So he's given away a free kick, Christensen, needlessly. Oh, short free kick. It's into the box. Oh, what a save again! Oh my good God! Are we going to get our first clean sheet away from home this season? The Bournemouth corner is forced out. Just kicked back in, but the Leicester defenders all getting in the way. Daka's pushed over and gets a free kick. Shaking his finger at the referee, the Bournemouth player, but the free kick's been given anyway. Oh, wow. That was a high foot. Luckily, he didn't make contact with Daka's face, but that would have been a boot directly into the face. Daka was very lucky there. Salarchik with a long free kick hoofed up into the Bournemouth half. So Leicester still not being able to sort of, as soon as they're on the ball, Bournemouth closing down very quickly. Another free kick to Leicester. Now, if it's true that Ruud van Nistelrooy is going to be asked to leave, when? How soon after the game will it be announced? Oh, good defending by Wout Faes. Thomas heading the ball clear, but only as far as another Bournemouth player, and they can come back at us on this near side. Can he get the cross in? The play in comes off Luke Thomas. Ayew gets the free kick. Well done, Ayew. Brooks is going like, come on. But Ayew knows what he's doing. Gives his teammates a break. That's what you get with Ayew, knowing when to go down, who misses, and just breaking the play up. Yeah, Jeff's coming down here to make sure that I'm going to church, aren't you, Jeff? Oh, again, Leicester getting through, but just can't do anything with it. And the thing was, it was in the box and there was no Daka. But he is, he's been back defending. Oh, Brooks and Bournemouth into the box. Headed. Falls down for the minute. Oh, it's over the top. Over the top. Oh, my goodness gracious me. Semenyo. It fell for him. He should have hit the target. And he didn't. Brooks was playing really well to get the ball. The ball back to Smith. Chipped it in. It fell beautifully off a fellow player. No, it came off James Justin to Semenyo, who literally had all the time to line it up and kicked it over the top. Daka couldn't get the ball there, went through to the goalkeeper, and it's now head tennis in the middle of the pitch. I just said head tennis, and the lady agrees with me. Leicester fans shouting for Russell Martin. The VR, they're looking at this for a penalty. McAteer on Taverner. Did go down a bit easily, a bit dramatically. Referee's waiting on VAR. No penalty. Yeah, I just said then, little female commentator, and he's doing a good job. Has to be clear and obvious error by the referee, not with, well, it could have been, it might have been, it might not have been. He's having a good game, the referee. Ball chipped up forward by Cody. Ayew couldn't keep it, and it's gone out for a Bournemouth throw. Now, lovely cross-pitch ball for Bournemouth means they can break down this right-hand side. Leicester's left. Got a lot of space, and Brooks. Don't know what that was from Brooks. He had it on his right foot, and it went out. I'd probably say midway between the goal and the corner flag. Very few, Richard, that I can think of, apart from getting Southampton promoted. Oh, now! Oh. Passing around the back there from bloody Leicester, and that short goal kick. It's a free kick now. Not sure what that was for Bournemouth on the far side. About a third of the way out from the penalty box. Adams is getting warned, and so is Faze off the referee. Oh, I wasn't sure where that was headed then. There was a head went up for it. And I thought if it had gone towards the goal, I think it could have been in trouble for Solarchik, but it was headed away from the goal. Tavernier has a shot, but it's blocked. Pretty much the second half is going the same way as the first half at the moment, which is pretty much Bournemouth's way. Oh, God, Dorker and Gray, I so hope so. But look, I've got to say, if Daka's taken off, has Daka had any service? No. Now, before we all start turning around saying, oh, how shit is Daka? How shit is Daka? How many goals did Jamie Vardy score this season? 10, was it? 9? I'm not sure. Pretty shit, isn't it? Oh, fucking hell. Why is everybody so keen about Vardy? That was a... It's because he didn't get the service. Daka hasn't been getting the service in this game. You're going to have one rule for Vardy. It's got to be the same rule for Daka as well. Goal kick on the ground for Stolarczyk. Vardy couldn't play on his own, really, could he? Do you think he could? Vardy always played better, I think, in a 2. We could buy Messi and put him up front and he wouldn't get goals because we don't get the ball to him. I'm not saying Daka is a good footballer. I'm not saying Daka should be our striker going forward. What I'm saying is, if you're saying Daka is shit this season, you've also got to say Jamie Vardy is shit as well. Or do we just say, oh, Jamie Vardy, he's wonderful, he's magic, let me bend over him and fuck him up the arse because it's Jamie Vardy? No, you've got to apply the same rules, one to the other. I know I am, Gray. But no, I am. Don't get me wrong. Look, this is what gets me. Daka is not a good footballer. Daka is a bloody poor striker in the Premier League. But he hasn't been getting the service this season. Do I want him to be our number 1 striker next season? Do I buggery? I'm having Ayew over Daka. No, Daka, Ayew, if we've got let's say we've got Mavididi, Alves, Fatawu, Ayew can hold that ball up when it goes upfield. Maybe go down for a free kick sometimes. And then those 3 come running up behind. I think that's a good option next season. Ayew, play him on the wing, waste of time. Don't play Ayew on the wing, waste of time. Play him in these central roles. He holds the ball up, he wins your free kicks. And if we've got these youngsters coming up behind... No, offside. Yeah, he can't be offside from a throw-in, as the lady just said. Did that ball... Let's have a look. Showing you from a different angle, and the ball went that high, it was out of the picture. VAR are looking at it now. Yeah, they couldn't prove that the linesman was wrong. I mean, are they actually talking sense in this game with VAR? Armchair, it's all we possibly have. You know, I'd love to go out and buy somebody, but we can't, probably. The corner is just booted away, but it's still with Bournemouth. You know, Armchair, it's as good as we can have. And it's over the top again from Bournemouth. I mean, I'd love to say Evans up front, but I don't know. I haven't seen anything of him. Or not enough of him. I mean, he's come on for about 2 minutes here and there. 65 minutes, no changes yet for Leicester. So we've got 2 bookings. No bookings for Bournemouth at the moment. 2 for us. Free kick to Leicester. No sign of any substitutions either. And I can't see any subs warming up. Again, I love this commentary. I've got to say, Joey Bolton, if you're watching, turn the sound down now. This female commentator is talking so much sense. Stick or twist, what does he do now? And even the co-commentators, like you say, nothing is broken. Nothing is broken with, it's 0-0. Yeah, we're not, we're not brilliant, but we're still holding 0-0. Sometimes you can actually make changes and it work against you. So Bournemouth have an advantage at the moment, but I think a Leicester player might be in trouble when it comes back. Ball comes across. Oh, that's a poor header. Poor header there from Clivert. I think he's saying the sun was in his eyes. The referee's not revisiting the foul earlier. I think Ariola's asking the 4th official. No, he's asking the linesman what's going on. McAteer into the box! Oh, Ayew! Casey McAteer broke away. Sloppy from Bournemouth, but there's a chance. Nothing's come of it. Does this mean that we're going to have... Oh, no, there's... Buenote is coming on. Woodkin out chance. I can hear in the background. But Rude... sorry, top is not to be turned. Remember Margaret Thatcher? The lady is not for turning. Come on, surely some Bournemouth players got to get a booking in a minute. Looking, did he kick at AU or did he kick the ball away? Right, we're going for 3 subs, are we? Nope, no action to be taken. It's a free kick. Thomas into the box, but it was headed out. Oh, Sumare there. What the fuck was that? Please take Sumare off. Substitutes now. Buenete replacing Daka. Thomas is off, getting the cheers, and Skip is off. Ricardo is on. And Monga is on. So, will Ricardo make it till the end of the game without getting injured? Will Monga actually get a goal? And I think he will still be the youngest ever player. But we haven't got a striker, technically. Now, this is interesting. Does Rude think we're Manchester City? Technically, we have no striker on the pitch. Although we have Ayu, I suppose. Yeah, ignore that. Or are we still saying we've got no striker on the pitch? Let's just do corner. Just get you up to date with the scores. So, Bournemouth 0, Leicester City 0, Fulham 0, Manchester City 1. Oh, hang on, no, let me update these. And updated. So, oh, I wish I hadn't updated. One 0 to Bournemouth. Semenyo scores from the corner. It was coming, got to say. But again, did the substitutions lead to that? One 0. Did the substitutions cost us? That is the question. Unfortunately now, guys, I think we may... So, update on the scores. Bournemouth 1, Leicester City 0. Fulham 0, Manchester City 2. Ipswich 1. They did say they had a goal in him, did Tom? Ipswich 1, West Ham 2. Liverpool 0, Palace 1. Manchester United 0. Aston Villa 0. Newcastle 0. Everton 1. Nottingham Forest 0. Chelsea 1. Southampton 1. Arsenal 1. Tottenham Hotspur, who were leading 1. Brighton and Hove Albion 2. Wolverhampton Wanderers 1. Brentford 1. And that means, in regards to how the table is standing at the moment, Leicester back down to 26 points, just 3 ahead of Ipswich. Spurs are back down to 17th, Man United 16th. And at the top, Arsenal 2nd, City 3rd, Chelsea 4, Aston Villa 5, Newcastle 6th, Forest 7th. So Newcastle are going at the moment into the Europa League, and Nottingham Forest are into the Conference League playoffs. McAtee bringing away with the ball here. Oh, Iron with a shot! So we're just having a substitution for Bournemouth here. Or a couple of them, I think. Unbelievable for the Bournemouth number 2. Signed for 15, sold for 50 within one season. So 78 minutes gone. Bournemouth down the far side. Nice little back heel. Nice little 1-2 then. 3-4. Oh, this is a nice move. Nice move, I have to say, from Bournemouth. Oh. Oh. Then it came out. Justin headed the ball out. It was a shot in. It came off the player. Bournemouth mishit it. I've got to say, it's more like it's looking more Bournemouth are going to get a second than Leicester get an equaliser. So gone a bit flat. Well, it was, I guess, flat well from the beginning, wasn't it? $10 left, plus any stoppage time. The referees, the commentator just said, there's been some highlights in Leicester's season. The win at Tottenham. Then she went silent. She couldn't think of any more. Oh, now she's saying the Brighton comeback. Leicester passing the ball around a little bit. Christensen Pat gets the ball. Oh, swivels past one or two. Goes for the ball back. Cross comes in towards Ayew, but he can't control the ball. It's out for a Leicester throw-in. Of course, no Luke Thomas now for the long throw. Southampton are getting a point now. They are the one team, as they join with Arsenal, they are the one team that the three that are going down that's got anything today. "81 minutes, no shot on target for Leicester City." Kind of sums up our season, I guess, really, doesn't it? Bournemouth missing the chance here to go 2. Lovely. Again, I've got to say, lovely move from Bournemouth. Was that a good... No, I thought it was a good defence. Well, I think Christensen put him off. Thought he might have touched the ball. Again, Leicester, dare I say, giving it away. You've heard me say that a few times. Ado, Wayne, how's your grandson doing, mate? Hopefully he's doing better than Leicester. Justin goes down very easily. Gets the free kick. McAteer is down, though, at the far end of the field. And no, we haven't had a shot on target, Wayne. Singing my song. 50 of you in. Please smash that likes, guys. Just checking his ankle at the moment by the look of it. Manchester United are gone, like I said, 1-0 up against Aston Villa. I think this is Evans coming on. Oh, he did. He slipped over. It was a bad fall. Off for McAteer. Evans is on. Ayew with a shot which was nearly went out of the ground. Still no Jeremy Monga though. There's not a single smile on a Leicester City fan's face. There's going to be some stoppage time, of course, now. West Ham have got a third goal against Ipswich Town. Ipswich 1, West Ham United 3. Don't get too excited. Nice back pass here. Two 0. That was a good goal. Leicester City shit defending. So 2 goals for Semenyo. Well, Christensen is coming off. Leicester City fans chanting, "We are going down." Don't you just know it? Aluko is on for Christensen. Don't know why. Sack the board. They're looking to see Ricardo. 3 substitutes coming for Bournemouth now. Tottenham Hotspur now 3-1 down at Brighton. Southampton have conceded against Arsenal right in the last minute. Southampton won in stoppage time. Southampton 1, Arsenal 2. It starts with a Leicester ball. Kulu twice, losing the ball twice, getting it back. Aluko heads up and heads out. Whoa. Baz could be in trouble here. No card out though. So we're just playing out time here. It's a free kick to Bournemouth. They could get a third. Make it a little bit more exciting. Oh, it's a Solarchik saves. Leicester playing it. I mean, we're 2-0 down in the 93rd minute, and we're just playing it around the back. Brunetti gets a free kick. Wants to take it quickly, but he can't. This will, of course, be Brunetti's last game in Leicester blue, white, black, whichever strip he's played in this season. It's a free kick to Leicester in the centre circle. Ayew leaves it. Not sure who for. Connor Cody? Okay. Interesting. Headed out by Bournemouth. Leicester still have it. Mongo in. When did Mongo come on? Did I miss Mongo coming on? Oh, Mongo came on for Thomas. When was that? Oh, he did come on. I'm that bored that I forgot. Stephen, thank you very much, sir. There it is. Full time. Full time. We'll come back with the full time results in a minute. We'll get in talking post match with Brad and also with Tom. We may be a visit from Kate. Who knows? Basically, the last 2 games proved to be, well, farts in the wind, really. But it's back to normal shit. Here we go. But thanks very much, guys. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Don't go away. Just going to go and get a drink, and I will see you on the other side. Don't stay tuned, because we'll be back with the post-match reaction. Full time, AFC Bournemouth 2, Leicester City 0. Why did we expect anything else, Tom?
I know, mate. It's terrible, isn't it? And it was hard work, wasn't it, that 2-0? That's the thing that gets me about it. It was so much work just to lose the game 2-0. We look like a team that's got a lot of work on our hands, unfortunately, mate.
You say hard work.
Mm.
Can you tell me which players actually put in a shift today?
Yeah, okay, maybe hard work. We make it hard work with how we set up tactically, Chris. Yeah, but no, I know what you mean.
Sorry, I'm being pedantic.
No, but I know what you're saying. Some of the players, I still think some of them, the scary thing is put in a good shift, but we're still useless. And that makes it kind of worse.
Yes. Well, let me just go through the full-time results because we've got no Brad at the moment. In fact, I'm just going to I will actually message him. The AFC Bournemouth 2, Leicester City 0, Fulham 0, Manchester City 2. I'm just going to write these down.
Yeah.
JJ, Chris Sutton, 3 points in the prediction league.
Yeah. I assumed Sturt and Jacob wouldn't make two good saves in my defence.
Fulham 0, Manchester City 2. Ipswich 1, West Ham 3 in the end. Liverpool 1, Palace 1. I'll get a point for that. Manchester United 2, Aston Villa 0. Newcastle United 0, Everton 1. Nottingham Forest 0, Chelsea 1. So Forest miss out. Southampton 1, Arsenal 2. My 7-1 prediction was a little bit off.
Close. Yeah, close, Chris. Yeah, it could have happened maybe on another day.
Well, I thought if it was going to be, why not? What I got to lose? Tottenham 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 4. And Wolves 1, Brentford 1. So, we'll have a look at the table. At the moment, we know who's going to win the Premier. Well, who's won the Premier League? 84 points. That's a low point target, isn't it?
Yeah, that is very small this year, isn't it? I mean, you think Liverpool had a dodgy spell in there as well, but there was no one really to catch up to them, Chris.
No. How many did we get when we won it?
We were 82, 86. We're around that level. Very similar.
Arsenal second. Well, who didn't know that? As I was thinking earlier in the season, well, both for Arsenal and Manchester United, the old Edwin Starr song, trophies, what are they good for? Absolutely nothing. Sorry, I just make myself laugh. Manchester City in third.
Yeah.
Fair play to them because they look to be having a really bad season early on. Chelsea fourth, so well done to Enzo. Newcastle fifth, so Newcastle end up with Champions League.
Which is lucky because they blew that game at home, didn't they, there?
But they got a plus 21 goal difference. Aston Villa, who are seventh, and Aston Villa go into the Europa League, also with 66 points, but a plus 7. And Nottingham Forest end up in the Conference League. Are you ready for this? Qualification.
Wow. Is the owner on the pitch kicking off like last time?
Probably. Give him long enough. Let's see. Brad is here, I think. Hello, Brad.
Oh, hello.
It's a bit like it, mate, isn't it?
I'm glad you said hello and not good afternoon. Because I was saying good about it.
Exactly. Well, can I just say, your 6-0 to Aston Villa didn't get you any points in the prediction league.
No, I think I got 1, maybe 2.
I haven't totaled them up yet, but Southampton 1, Arsenal 2. You were the closest with 3-1. My 7-1 was well off.
At least we're both well off on different games.
I think there's a few of you gone for Hail Mary, so to try and win it at the end of the season, right?
Well, to be honest with you, I just thought, fuck it. If Brad's gone 6-0 to Villa, I'm just going to go 7-1 to bloody Arsenal. But look, Southampton, 20th, 12 points, minus 60 goal difference. Ipswich, 19th, 22 points, minus 46. Leicester, 25 points, minus 47. None of the bottom 3 won, Brad, but as I wanted, my dream has come true as much as it could be this season. We finished best of the worst.
Yay, get the champers out. Get the open top bus parade.
Hey, we could have done.
Oh, yeah. True, but I mean, fucking hell. It's the last game of the season. right? And does he play the youngsters? No. Does he say go for it and just go all out for it? No. What does he do? It's a rhetorical question, ladies and gentlemen. I'll answer it for you. We're going to defend for 75 minutes, then I'll make substitutions, and then we'll throw everything at it and still do fuck all. You know what? Go on. No, go on. Go on.
No, I'm going to say, I don't remember us throwing everything at it, to be honest with you.
No, the thing is, we threw something at it, looked forward, and then looked behind and went, oh, shit, there's everything. We forgot to throw it. Yeah. Fuck me. The only thing we came close to was a Luke Thomas. We didn't even get a Luke Thomas long throw into the box today. We were that shite.
We never got anything.
Man of the match. Here he is, folks.
You don't know, not necessarily. Look, why not? I'll put it on until it starts itching. Makes me laugh because Tottenham are above us, and what the BBC have done is, they've got like the 18th, 19th, and 20th with the line across to say those are the three that are going down, and then Tottenham in 17th have got a line across them because they've qualified for the Champions League. It's a joke, isn't it? Really. And if you look underneath, it's got here position 1 to 17, UEFA Champions League.
I mean, fair play to Spurs. I mean, a bit like Liverpool when they won the league. They'll be old news now. They won't get grief for ages about not winning anything. But it does make you laugh, doesn't it? Because they really need to rename competitions. I know the Europa League used to be the UEFA Cup, and it used to be that, and then it just disappeared and then got rebranded. But why the fuck is it called the Champions League? Because I've just got a few questions, right? First of all, we all understand the definition of the word champions, right? We all know that means first place in the league. So in next year's 30 league table version of the Champions League, here are the English representations. Liverpool. No, there should be no more, but there is. Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea, Newcastle, and 17th place Tottenham Hotspur.
I'm gonna nail
Champions League my fucking arse. We've taken a quarter of that competition, and none of the fucking useless fucks are going to win it anyway.
Hey, when we got in there, guys, we did it on legitimate merit. We won.
Yeah, at least we were actually following the rules of the title of the competition, the Champions League, not the 17th shitbag league.
We never got it for being fifth, did we? Goodness me, that might have helped us out with PSR.
I mean, Crystal Palace being in 12th, but at least they won a cup. At least Tottenham and Crystal Palace can argue they won a cup to do it. Fucking Newcastle just turned up for 3/4 of the season.
Right, can I just? I'm going to nail my colour to the mast here. I actually want Spurs to win the Champions League next season because sorry.
Go on. I was going to say only if they come 18th.
No. I want them to win the Champions League next season because then it will just show UEFA how corrupt and out of touch they are. Look, it's not Spurs' fault they're in the Champions League. They only played by the rules, and it said whoever the Europa League went into the Champions League. Not Spurs' fault at all. But how embarrassing would it be to UEFA if the team that won their premier competition was a team that finished one place off relegation in the Premier League?
Yeah, it is. It shows you how poor this entire Premier League season's been in that measurement, Chris, because Tottenham about 7 games ago were able to go, well, we can focus all our eggs into one basket here. We can just go and concentrate on the Europa League final. Nobody cares because if I come back and win a trophy, fair play to Ange for the first time, and manager's words don't bite him in the arse. He was quick to come out on the stand on the parade and say, they laughed at me when I said it, and here we are. Well, I think he swore in the middle of that, but I know I've swore a lot, but now I'm on camera and I can prove who I am. I can't say it was Tom. basically turned around and said, "Well, I can't say Chris because he's my boss. He's the boss." So,
Brad, I look like you pre you went to rehab. I've really got to sort out like the trim a little bit and just make it a bit more defined.
Well, I was going to say,
you look like me. You do really look like me if I went to the same nut house as Ace Ventura.
Absolutely, mate.
I want to say, do I look more like Wout Faes or do I look more like Tom? When he's not slicked his hair back.
There's probably a joke in there that says you look more like Shirley Bassey, but you look more like Tom.
I'm wondering, Chris, if we could sell Woot Face twice this summer and get some money for you as well.
Well, you wouldn't get much from me, I tell you, but
probably more than Woot, mate.
I'm just totaling up the points here. Sorry, Brad, for the.
I'll give you mine. It was 2 thanks to Arsenal scoring in the 92nd minute because I got a point for Wolves Brentford and I got a point for Arsenal.
Yes, you did. I don't think anybody got a correct score.
Maybe some people got a Bournemouth Leicester in between the league that isn't us, but yeah.
Right. Do you want? Here we go. This is how. Basically, our predicting has been as bad as
Leicester's defending.
Leicester City season. Yeah. Brad, you got 2. Wayne got 4.
And yet he has the cheek to say this to me. Smoking just as double the amount of you, mate, literally, because you got double the points.
Well, all I'm going to say now, unfortunately, I haven't got. Yes, I have. Here we go.
I don't know. It's so difficult not to look smug at this point.
Do I carry it off? 5 for me. It's not a big thing of smugness. Right, guys, let's get into the game. Yes, we do. How much are we believing? I'll come to you with this one, Brad, because obviously with the first half, I've already sort of covered a lot with Tom anyway. But how much for you, Brad, is El Kanous's personal reasons, as Tom suggested, his agent saying I've had a phone call?
The same way that Maguire apparently had the shits 3 weeks in a row and wouldn't play for us. He's keeping himself squeaky clean because again, you hear it from dodgy sources, so I don't want to read too much into it, but you'd imagine he came with this release clause in it. It's a poor man's excuse of a contract to give to a young talent. We should be telling him no, because having such a poor release clause as it is, just is basically the way of the player saying, oh, well, I'm using this club as a stepping stone. I will completely lose faith in the board over the next month or so if certain things happen, because it is a load of horseshit and bollocks if they turn around and say, oh, well, we take clips from YouTube and we take comments from fans and we show it to the board, because them fans were booing F off Russell Martin and we want Rudkin out. So if we keep Rudkin and Russell Martin gets announced as boss the next week, put the club up for sale. Put the club up for sale because I'm done with them.
I've got to say, let me just, in fairness, defend Maguire, because Maguire did sign the contract that allowed us to get 80 million. I think I'd liken him more possibly to Evans, who just stopped playing for that season. You know, you did say this, and obviously, I've from what I'm hearing from Brad. To carry on the question that I put to the other guys the other night, if it was Rude or, well, I don't know, answer me quickly, Brad, Rude or Russell Martin?
I'd still rather Rude, even after that performance. I'd still rather Rude.
You
At least know where we stand.
You were going where, standing a fucking load of shit up to our fucking balls and not being able to move. Brad, Tom, you were saying at half time, and I've got to say I am leaning towards this because I'm thinking of the last 2 games. Well, maybe Rude's got something about him, and yes, all right, you know, it was Ipswich, it was Southampton, but we got the draw against Forest. I'm suddenly thinking, maybe he's got something about him. What the fuck today? No, I'd sooner have Peter Taylor back than Ruud van Nistelrooy.
I think I'd sooner want to change now, Chris. But with Russell Martin's name being mentioned, it's kind of being offered two vials of poison, and which one do you want to down yourself with?
Yeah, it is.
That's the reality of it, isn't it? It's not really an inspiring name of anything of that line. I just think the names we're being linked with shows you the problem in the club. Like Brad is saying, we're leaning towards now the bigger picture of the ownership because the same madness keeps happening, and we don't see any positive change. So it is concerning this. I mean, I think sticking with Rude would be daft based off what we've seen there today. I think if there was any sign of progress, yes, we picked up a few more points recently, but if there was any sort of attacking ability to score a goal, I would say, yeah, okay, he's probably proven me wrong. But I think next season going into it, we're going to have to find that goal scoring touch again. And I just looked at today and I went, we're making this so hard for ourselves going forward. We're either too deep, we're either not being brave enough, we're either getting in each other's way, or we're just getting stuck in such a negative mindset. We're bringing the game's problems into our area all the time. And it's an inevitable way to lose a game 2-0 like we have done today. So I would say, yeah, I really want a new manager. I don't want it to be Russell Martin. But the more I think about it, the more I'm going, whatever's going to happen now is probably going to lead to a new boardroom, I think. I can't see it going any other way.
We need something. We really, really do. I mean, it's like one step forward, two steps back, Brad. That performance after the last few games, it's like, has Rude learned nothing? And this is what gets me with Rude. 15 games, was it? Where he played the same team, the same tactics, got the same result. Doesn't learn. He's won a couple of games, drawn against a Champions League chasing team. Doesn't learn. And that's the problem with him. Yes, you want to keep him, but he's not learning anything.
He's not, and that's been the most frustrating part. He's had the openings. Gordon Bennett, he was given the openings.
Did he bring him on?
His first... Yeah, he might as well have. Ryan Bennett, Gordon Bennett, Steve Bennett, whatever.
Sorry.
Hey, get your bingo cards ready. Get your bingo cards ready. He's mentioned him. There you go. Sorry, I had to jump in on that one because I just noticed it straight off the bat. There it is. 3 hours, 4 minutes, and it took Wayne to come on and mention Mongo.
In fact, I've got to say, on the prediction show, he actually went quick. He went 59 minutes, but he was on that show.
You see what I mean? It's just ridiculous. He had the opening to kind of go, well, that's the way I'm going to let these lads do it and claim it as my own. Funny enough, Chris, his first 2 games, where he hadn't had any training, hadn't really turned much around, just told him to go and play with some freedom, and we got 4 points. And then he kind of went, well, I'm glad you enjoyed your freedom. In we go. We're going to play boring defensive, 10 men behind the ball football, leave Vardy up front to get 2 touches in 20 games, and we're going to lose every single game. And then he banged his head on his way to the Europa League champions, Tottenham, and he went, I've been attacked. And the players went, attack? Yeah, finally. And we went and won a game. And he went, no, that was awful. You didn't defend for 90 minutes badly. We're supposed to be defending. The players went, okay. And then, of course, we got relegated. Chris, we knew it was coming, but we eventually got relegated against Liverpool. And he went, well, go and enjoy yourselves, lads. Now, he meant go and have a few beers down the pub, didn't he? But we played Ipswich and Southampton and Forest, and we started scoring goals and winning games and nicking points off them. And all of a sudden, he went, no, for Christ's sake, I meant go-karting or something, not actually play football. Let's not do that against Bournemouth in the final game of the season. Let's play crap football.
I get what you're saying, Brad. It's like everything we've done with Rude is in spite of Rude. Yeah, that's what it feels like. I don't know if that's the right way to look at it or not, but it feels like that. Sometimes watching this team, they make it look like playing football is the hardest thing on this planet, and I don't understand how they can make it look so difficult. Really,
that's the thing, isn't it? You made a great point there, Tom. We're winning despite Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Yeah, we have to. Look at the first game against West Ham. Wasn't that one that summed it up? That was a game in history. West Ham had the most shots in Premier League history for them, and they lost. It was by luck, not by any judgment.
30 shots or something, yeah.
34 odd shots it was they had against us, and our goalkeeper has a worldie, and then he's the messiah. But yeah, it was a lucky first game win, and he never really recovered from that. It was that moment I knew we were in trouble, probably.
Yeah. Wayne, I've had a missed call off you on X. I don't know if there was a missed dial or you've been trying to get hold of me. Send me a message, mate. Look, this is the point with the show where Brad hates it. But I am going to show you some stats. He says, there they are.
Best stats ever.
Have you looked at that? And just to make it clear, this is the match momentum, right? The yellow is Bournemouth. The white is Leicester.
Sorry, you said there was white on there for Leicester, but I can't quite see any.
It certainly wasn't all white on the night, was it?
No. Hey, there we go.
Brilliant.
And Bournemouth for showing that it's actually positive to eat yellow snow.
Well, I wish Ruud van Nistelrooy would. It might kill him off, and we can get rid of him. But look, I mean, that's embarrassing, isn't it? And what gets me, Tom, is like, why, when we've played decent football for the last 3 games, does he then put a team out? And I know you could argue that maybe that El Khanous did have family troubles. And let's be honest with you, it's the last match of the season, although I'm surprised he didn't insist on him sleeping over at Seagrave or dropping him out the squad altogether because of that. And you can say, but it's the last game of the season, so what does it matter, sort of thing. But to put in that sort of performance, it's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing, mate, yeah, because the problem is that it doesn't give you much hope going to next season, does it? Which, once again, leads into the previous question to that is, why? Why are we still here with Ruud van Nistelrooy doing this? I mean, is he really gatekeeping the club in such a place where we're going to benefit from this short period we've had under him? Or actually, have we just repeated more of the same nonsense and we just ended up getting a bit more frustrated now looking at a bigger picture and going, well, I mean, we don't want to be this team next year, but it happened to Luton. Can we readjust to be able to score a goal? Can we readjust to be able to make some good attacking play? And the little things today that annoyed me about seeing Bournemouth take advantage of set pieces. Every time we had a set piece, if it was a free kick long, we either played it in and it came straight back out and we were straight under pressure again, or we just had no idea how to be effective with anything. And I'm just like, what are we doing? Like we've said it before, corners. We might as well not bother winning corners. What is the point? Because as soon as they play it in, the first man clears it. And every team has got us found out, Chris. Whoever comes in has got to refresh a lot of things so we're not found out.
As I would say, corners, what are they good for? Absolutely nothing.
It's for Leicester, yeah.
Look, if you don't laugh, you're going to fucking cry, aren't you?
I'm trying to make Leicester rhyme as like do it again. I couldn't quite do it, mate. I've not got the energy today after that. It was flat.
63% almost Bournemouth possession, Brad. 37 for Leicester. 20 shots for Bournemouth. 3 for Leicester.
Really?
Yeah, can you see how many we had on target?
Big fat 0.
Yeah. Can I just say congratulations to Liverpool, by the way? They've just been presented the trophy. They're celebrating. They can do it in front of fans, which they couldn't do last time. Scousers everywhere. Enjoy this time because you couldn't last time it happened. Well done. Yeah, I mean, that's just totally embarrassing. No shots on target. But then again, we knew that once Vardy wasn't playing, didn't we?
I mean, we really did, sadly. And again, the same fact was put forward to us about Jamie Vardy that was put forward to us by Patson Daka. And again, okay, I know Daka, we know he's useless. But the same Achilles heel for him was afforded to Patson Daka that was to Jamie Vardy throughout the majority of the season, Chris. I think at half time, they got the stat that he'd had 5 touches, Patson Daka. Not one of them was in the opposition's box. I don't even think any of them were in the opposition's half because he was accredited with doing a lot of defensive running back. How is anybody supposed to excel as a one-man striker when they're 30 yards out in front of Jakub Stolarczyk? I mean, it's just ridiculous. And to go back to the team in general, Chris, you talk about Daka up front, no Vardy. If let's just say Knuth does, and I hope if he does, I hope it's nothing serious. I hope it's all right. But let's just say Knuth isn't having his agent phoning a sickie for him, and he has got family issues. Why didn't Rude just go, well, okay, I haven't got El Knuth, so it'd be nice to have played him. There we go. I haven't got Jamie Vardy. He's taken his box out the ground and gone on holiday. We've got Soddle to play for. A lot of these players aren't going to be here next season. Notice no Wilf. No Wilf was involved with his £9 million release clause. So
he was injured, wasn't he?
So we get again. We put that in the bracket of was he or is he being preserved? So we can because with this FFP and all that's coming up, you can imagine it's going to be like the KDH scenario where hey, get out. That's 30 odd million coming through the door quickly. But my point is, Chris, why didn't we? And I know fans have always had this. Oh, it's not right. It's not in the spirit of the game. Because if you do this and they've got something to fight for, and you go and put the kids out, our game had nothing. Bournemouth gained nothing. We gained nothing from it. We were the only exception probably today, without looking at the fixtures and figuring out who played who. Where both teams could have. I get Bournemouth want to finish on a high, so they probably weren't going to. But why didn't we start Monga? I'll do it for you, Wayne. I'll say it in a thing for you. Why didn't Evans start? Why didn't we play Akulu? Why didn't we play the forgotten man from Chelsea, Golden? Why didn't we just start them? Because if we'd lost 3-0 and seen some effort, I feel like we'd at least seen a shot on target come our way. Instead, I realistically cannot think, apart from maybe longer term contracts, any reason any of that team minus McAteer and Thomas and Jakub, and that's because two of them are one of our own and one of them is going to replace Mads next season. I don't see a player out there that's going to be here next season.
No.
So why not play the players we want to be here next season?
No. I mean that again. Why didn't you do that? It's because it's rude. Not that it's rude to do that. It's rude Van Nistelrooy. I mean, I'm just looking here. Daka, Tom, 16 touches all game. I'm looking at his heat map, and in fact, I've just come out of it. Can I just say though, Daka had where's he gone? No shots on target, no shots off target, no shots, and no key passes from Daka. I mean, he was literally, but. As I said, I had to go at somebody wanting to have a go at them, but the point was made that Daka's shit, get rid of him. I think Brad was making the point. You can't. Yes, Daka is not a good footballer. We've seen that last season in the Championship. He was going to score all he was going to score last season in the Championship. He didn't. He was useless in the Championship. But like with Jamie Vardy. Was it 10 goals, Brad, that he had, the Jamie Vardy?
I think 9, definitely. 10,
9. Yeah. But Tom, 9 goals for Jamie, that's shit, really.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
No, Dak, you can't say Dak has been shit this season because he's shit. He's not had the passes or the help that Vardy had. It was just the same for Daka. We could have had Messi up there. It wouldn't have made any difference, would it?
The difficulty is that out of the two of them, Jamie Vardy's a lot more vocal, a lot more forward in thinking and leading the line, and he will make a noise about it, so he will be involved more. But the reality is, Chris, this formation, the way we've been set up, isn't the way to utilise the best out of Vardy or Daka the entire season. The difference is we didn't have Maddison, we didn't have Barnes. You haven't got these players at that level anymore. Fatu gets hurt, is not involved. And Daka as a one lone striker just doesn't work. If we are going to, this is what's crazy about it for me, right, boys? If we have got limited funds, right, and a lot of these players, say like Daka, for example, or Vestergaard or Winks, we're stuck with them. We might not be able to move them on, right? Surely your next appointment has got to be a manager who's going to utilise these players best. So surely that means, do we consider going 4-4-2, where Daka plays alongside someone, and then maybe we play counter-attack? And that's what annoys me about this, is that we seem to want to keep banging this side of formation, this style of manager, which I kind of feel is going past the wayside now anyway of how football's changing. And then we're trying to shoehorn people like Pats and Daka into it, who are never going to fit it. It doesn't make any sense to me, Chris. It's equal parts of insanity of the tactics and the player, but over above it all, mate, it's the insanity of the football club again.
Totally. Look at those again, Brad.
Right, let me clean my specs so I can see that small black blob on the screen.
Well, I'm going to read it out to you. Sorry, I was saying that while I was just lining it up. Touches in the opposition box. This is a favourite of mine. Bournemouth 53. Leicester 13. Goalkeeper saved. Bournemouth 0. Leicester 5. I mean, what the fuck? If you want to know, Daka actually did get into the box, but it wasn't what I would expect a striker looking at his heat map. We were just second best all over the field, really, weren't we?
Second best, we were third best beyond the ball boys and the kids that went out a kick around before they came on the fucking pitch. We were dreadful, Chris. I mean, I've just found an image here that's quite funny. But what does this woman, and I won't reveal the name, if you know her, you know her. What does this woman and our defence have in common?
They're both very open.
No, they've both had 100-odd men run straight through them. It's Bonnie Blue, and if you know what she did, you know what she did.
No, I knew who she was when she showed. I just...
She's not wearing a Leicester shirt, is she? Was that a Chelsea shirt, please?
Brad, where did that come from?
I mean, I don't follow her, Brad, so it doesn't come up on my timeline.
No, this is a football community page. I don't follow her personally.
Yeah. We know. Right, I had to take that off. It was itching. Sorry. Right, second half, because we did the first half at half time. Second half, what have I got in? Bournemouth, Tom, not just the second half, the whole match, they were closing us down. As soon as we got on the ball, they didn't give us a chance to sort of settle, did they?
No, and ironically, Chris, that's something that's really interesting because, okay, the quality difference was quite apparent, but just that level of work rate and organisation in Bournemouth versus Leicester, it was night and day. Like I go back to the corners again. They had short corner routines. They had options. It led to a goal. Like I say, they were sharper. They knew what they were doing. When they closed down, they knew exactly where they were playing the ball next. If we closed someone down and won a ball, we'd go forward with it and then probably give it away or pass it backwards because we wouldn't have an idea what to do. So really, as the result that came to pass, that was expected from what the first half came. The only difference in the second half I felt was there was a slight more effort from us, but it wasn't a lot. It was almost like Ruda gone, come on, boys, a bit more direct, because one or two players tried to be a bit more direct. But then we ended up giving the ball away because we're rubbish. So it was kind of pointless anyway.
Yeah. Loads of shouts to penalties that weren't going anywhere, Brad. I've got here 58 minutes, short goalkeeper pass, pissed about the back, gave the ball away. And that nearly ended up in a goal.
Yeah, it did. In fact, there was a few giveaways at the back that could have left him into a goal. The Rude story unfolds. That's really what it is, because in the odd sprinkle, and it was very, very Scrooge-like sprinkles of performances where we've actually played well, we stopped doing that, Chris. We was getting a ball out wide to Justin or to Thomas, and they were sprinting down the line or knocking a ball in midfield to an on-running Canoose or even Jordan Ayew. I do not get it. I don't get any manager, whether it's McKenna, whether it was Cooper, whether it was poor excuse for a manager in Rude, whether it was the 37 Southampton managers this season. I don't care. How can you not sit there, right, as a coach, as a manager, with your team, whatever, and go, who plays like us this season? because we're really struggling. Okay, Man City, who, suffering burnout, but they're struggling this season. Ipswich are playing like us and are struggling this season. Southampton are playing like us and are struggling this season. Oh, Lopetegui Spaghetti has got West Ham playing that way and they are struggling this season. Gary, I ain't got a brain, so O'Neill, whose love child is Paddy. Oh, Wolves are below us in the league. They're actually bottom of the table and playing even worse than us this season. And let's keep going that way. Let's keep playing that way then, because we only need 3 of them to be worse than us. And the sad truth of the matter is, Chris, only 2 of them ended up being worse than us.
And you could argue that point, really. Fair play to Ipswich. At least they got a goal today. And
at least all is saved, Chris, though, because the guy who's coming to save us lost 4-1 and 5-0 to us and got sacked on 6 points with Southampton. So we're all saved, Chris. We're all saved. We're all saved. We got as many points against Southampton 2 seasons ago as they got with him in charge of the
I know you don't want Russell Martin. I get that, but I'd take anybody at the moment just for a change.
Chris, I'd rather fucking Martin Kemp, let alone Russell Martin.
He might be quite good at it. You don't know. Don't be unkind to him. Or just using your intuition there, are you?
A bit of both. He could be good. And I was just using
intuition. Spandau Ballet had a single called Intuition.
Oh, did they? Oh, I thought you were just saying my ears in my head.
No. And that is true.
Oh, that's obviously another.
Anyway, let's make our way through the barricades and carry on. I've run out. I can't think of any more now. I have to get Brad off.
I need to have a minute to myself, Chris. If you don't mind.
Should have gone 1-0 down. It wasn't offside because it was from a throw in. The ball had gone out. Do you know what? I actually, and like I said during the match, if Joey Barton's listening, please turn off now. We had, Ricky Martin says Gray, we had a commentator, which was a female commentator, and she spoke more sense than Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher put together. And she was saying with these VAR decisions, and I thought the referee had a really good game. I'm going to say that now. And I thought the assistant VAR had a really good game. There was no real long decisions. And what she said was that they were making the decisions based on the fact of, was it a clear and obvious error?
Yes, I think that was right, and I think they were doing a lot of that. It was quite funny, though, how it took them quite a little while, to a degree, to work out if a ball had gone over the crossbar or not for that goal, which I thought, well, this is surely the sensor issue and surely microchips and, all this technology, which is commonplace in other sports, the Premier League should just have in abundance, and it doesn't, which is remarkable. I think
the problem with that was, which was very funny on the live stream, I don't know if you were watching the same one as me, is that the commentator in the replays watched it, said, did it go out, didn't go out? They said, this angle might show us a better, be able to see better.
Couldn't see anything.
No, the ball went up on the screen.
Exactly. There was no camera that caught it, so actually they didn't know. That's why they couldn't give it.
In defense of VAR, they were like, what the fuck do we do now? We've got to go with the linesman,
Absolutely. Yeah, so they found a hole there, haven't they? But once again, mate, I still think the technology isn't really sufficient because, like you say, there are still times that it takes way too long. And I was getting worried towards the end because, like Brad and you, I'm sure I was like, please don't there be 10 minutes of added time here for something daft. You just want to get this over with. But, it needs to get tighter, mate. It really does, yeah.
Brad, I'm going to be controversial here. I know it's not like me. Did we lose because we made the substitutions? Because I literally said, and about 2 seconds later, so did the lady that was commentating, at 66 minutes, there was no subs. Do we stick or twist? And he twisted, and then it all seemed to go wrong. Now, we weren't exactly brilliant before, but at least we were holding them at 0-0.
The problem was, Chris, is...
Sorry, I've just seen Grain's comment. Well done, Gray. You got another Spandau song.
The problem is, Chris, it was like being at a blackjack table with the 12 and twisting and getting a getting a king and getting 21 and going bust, 22 and going bust, because there felt a big air of inevitability that Bournemouth were just going to score. Whether we stuck by our guns and it took to the 93rd minute, they were going to score. So you had to change something up to try and break that from happening. Begs the question as to why we didn't make any subs at half time to really inject that pace into the middle of the park and go for it. It's just it kind of summed up our season, because teams that have changed things and changed a formation and a tactic or a manager, or all three at once, as some have throughout this season, they've suddenly got the golden Midas touch. I mean, you look where Wolves have finished this season. You look where, Bournemouth have gone up this season. You look at sorry, I nearly threw up there. You see where the tree shaggers are this season. I can't say the name. I have to say them by out. I can't. Right? They made managerial appointments and changed the basis, and all of a sudden, every substitution was a genius because he'd come off the bench. I'll bring on Clivert. So, I know he didn't do that today, but he's done it before. Goes and bangs in a hat trick against Newcastle. Wolves manager, I'm going to play Cunha in this role, or I'm going to get us playing this way. Bang! Oh, guy's a genius because we beat so and so 2-0 and went on a run. La la la. When it's going wrong for you, Chris, like I say, it's like the proverbial being on 12 and twisting and getting 10 to get 22. You go, I'll make these changes. I'll be a genius when we catch Bournemouth out here now. Oh, fuck. It's exactly how it's been since the day he walked through and stunk the place out, like a Brussels sprout fart.
Brussels sprout, yes.
Brussels sprout. It was that bad. A Brussels sprout fart that was continuously trapped within the building of Leicester City. The stink never went away. Because I thought the substitutions were good. They just maybe should have started the fucking game rude.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's two sides of the coin. Well, to cut a long story short, Tom. Cut a long story short, Spandau Ballet song.
Oh, right. Sorry, mate. Straight over my head. I do apologise.
Leicester, somebody was just saying Southampton, is Stuart there. Southampton have become the first team in Premier League history to lose 30 games in a single season. But Leicester lost 25 Premier League games this season, won 6, drawn 7. They've never lost more in a single league campaign in their history.
Right.
Not
so
just in the top flight, not just in the Premier League. No. They'd also lost 25 in 94-95, which I think we can probably remember what season that was. And also 77-78, which I think was the Frank McClintock years. That is another record that Ruud van Nistelrooy, we've tried to offer him lifelines.
Oh, another one, straight in another one.
And, I wish he'd say, only when I leave, but he won't.
I'm going to keep holding fingers up until you stop. Right, is that 4 now? Look, we've just got so many bad records this season. At half time, Tom, I said, and I, to be honest with you, I could not be bothered I could not be asked to do it in the second half. On 45 minutes, we had given the ball away 19 times, if you remember me saying. Yeah. I'm sure we did it as many times in the second half. That just is not what you do in the Premier League. No, I mean, mate, they look clueless. I mean, maybe I'm naive because I'm not a football coach, but if I was on the pitch with my players and they were doing the same way of attacking every single week and it wasn't getting anywhere, which is go down, bomb down the left or right, cut it back and try and get a ball across and it goes to the opposition, I would surely be doing drills to go, right, how about Sumare? You're meant to be going into this space. Why aren't you coming in on the edge of the box? And this is what we haven't been seeing, right, Chris? We've been seeing a lack of detail, a lack of fine details, which if you do one or two little ones of them along the way, it shows you've got a little bit of nuance as a manager, shows you've got a little bit of something about you, and there's something we can work with. We're just seeing a general 5 out of 10 basic mess, and we're seeing what the effort of Rude is as well, and that is what the best of it is. So it is no surprise to me that what you said there with all the stats we just reeled off, it is officially the worst season of Leicester City's history. And we've lived it, and that's the official, bottom line for me. It is the worst.
All right, then, Brad. This is an impossible question to answer, which is why I'm going to ask you.
Oh, go on now.
Would we have done better if we'd stuck with Cooper? Would he have made us more muscle bound, would you say?
Yeah. Well, for fuck's sake.
Would we have done better? Not saying we'd have stayed up, because there's a big gap there between us and Spurs, but would we have done better if we'd kept him in charge?
Yeah. Because the one thing Cooper did is he only waited 45 minutes to make us go attacking and go at games. And I think he would have, Chris, because he would have... He had a period where we had a few injuries, and it was probably at the worst time for him because we probably just lost a few games and played that tough run of fixtures like in between like the Arsenals and the Villas. Obviously, we knew had a great season this season, where he has to bring a few players out of the cold. Today, I'm going to say it, Chris, we get a chance to say it, awful today, Samare being one of them. Christensen indifferently being another one. But again, Chris, we would have shown fight, and I think Cooper would have sensed a chance to go for blood against the Crystal Palace and Fulham at home, against a Villa away when they were kind of Europe, not hangover effect, against Brighton at home. And I know we drew that game from 2 late goals, but maybe Newcastle at home, he would have gone, well, that's frustrating for 45 minutes, then go out there. And I'm not saying we would have won that game. I'm not saying we would have got points from these games, but I feel we'd have not just kept this same flatline mantra throughout the season. And we probably would have still gone down, Chris. 38 or whatever points Tottenham have gone on to. I think we may have got into the 30s, maybe 35 if we're being generous. But the fact of the matter is, Chris, we would have at least got to that Notts, Forest, Ipswich, Southampton bracket going 7 points could suddenly put us on the heels of Tottenham instead of, oh, well, at least we're going to have a nice little run-in to cheer about at the end. I honestly think it was the stupidest thing we decided to do was sack him. We just lost 1-0 or 2-1 to Chelsea out of a barren run of games, admittedly, but it was like Man U, Arsenal, Chelsea, and I think Man U in the Cup as well. So why didn't we just stick with him? I just feel like, fans and some of that toxic team, and I'm going to call it toxic team in there, because there's obviously, Chris, we don't just go bad and start playing bad and sack managers for no reason because players just don't get the ump with who we appoint. But I honestly think had the owners gone, no, he's the man, we've paid the money for him, he knows what he's doing. If you don't like it, he's got the same power that he gave to Rude to tell you where to go. And that'll be the under-23s. Like it or lump it, he's your man in charge. At the end of the day, Leicester pay your wages, not him. So put the effort in for the club, if not for him. And I think he would have got us closer to a relegation dogfight than this arse clown has. I mean, it can't be honest, but I think us three collectively could have managed Leicester to a better fight in this battle than that.
True. Anyway, goal number one.
Possible question answered there, Chris.
Yes. Goal number one, DeMeo, 1-0, 73 minutes, Tom.
Yeah.
I've just written down here, and going back to what you were saying, from a short corner.
Yeah, exactly. Disciplined, wasn't it, mate? And all they did was make a pass to a man in space who then literally gave the ball back to the other bloke, a cross in. The ball then fell down in the box. It's the easiest goal you're going to get. Imagine if we could create ourselves an opportunity like that just for making one extra intelligent pass on a set piece situation.
You see,
But
that's where you go wrong, you see. You use that word intelligent.
I know, but doesn't that show you the finer detail of one goal's difference between us? If we've gone for all the hassle of defending the way we did and making it the hard way round, to then go and concede a goal like that sums up where Leicester City has gone wrong this year, Chris. All that work, and then you literally go and shit the bed, lads.
Yeah.
Sorry, but you do.
You do. Brad, let's look at the second goal. Tomorrow's fault?
Oh, in the end, yeah, but there's about several reasons why that goal happens. But in that,
I'm only saying that because that's what the commentator said. I hadn't written that down. I'd just written shit defending.
Yeah.
And then she said that.
Yeah, it was his fault in terms of the fact that he tried to dribble the ball out and get Leicester up the pitch, and in the end, he got sort of shoved off the ball, and the Bournemouth player was able to get some connection on it. But that goal was a disaster in its own making from start to finish. But yes, in that moment, Samara is to blame for the goal.
Who did I say at half time would concede us a goal, Chris? Sumari.
Yeah. Yes.
Too deep. Way too deep again. Not needed.
Right. This is interesting. I'm just looking at some more stats on the screen, but I'll save those for later. Because they're never the wizard there was. We're going to look at performance, man of the match, etc. now.
Oh, fucking hell.
Tom.
Yes. What would you like?
I'd like you to start with your performance rating, please.
Oh, my word. Right. I'm going to go for a 4. Yeah. It's high, but I'll tell you why. Because they defended up until a point and kept a clean sheet. But really, it wasn't good enough to actually achieve anything going forward. So it's worse than my usual 5 I like to sit in the middle of, right?
No, you might as well go on 5, mate, after that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with 4, and that's me being generous. So I think like some of them did work hard to defend, but I mean I'm scratching to try and be positive here, boys.
I'm going to say, it's a game of opinions, and I'm not going to say you're wrong.
No, we didn't lose 5-0. We didn't get smashed.
Oh, yeah, great. Yeah, so having 0 shots on target and conceding about 400 shots and 75 corners just makes it that better. Cheers, Tom.
I'm so disillusioned. I kind of don't want to give them the satisfaction of giving them a 1. So that's why I've gone for a 4. This is what I expect of this team. I've been conditioned to expect this.
I have written mine down, but I'm going to come to Brad now for his.
Yeah, okay. I'm just a little bit confused by the fact that Tom doesn't want to give them a satisfaction of 1, but will give them a satisfaction of 4.
It's a very Devon philosophy, mate.
I love you.
I haven't picked up on that. It's the Devon air. I think that's what it is.
It's a something air, I'll tell you that much. I'm going to give a rating based on what you asked for, Chris, which is the team's performance, not the odd individual performance, not that there's many to go off. And the team's performance, despite 1 or 2 individuals actually doing their best to try and get a result from the game, the team was let down from start to finish. 0. The same amount of shots we had on target, 0. Because we offered nothing, we troubled Kepa with nothing, and we got nothing. So they get nothing.
Can't argue. Well, I'd written mine down before you went with your 0.
I'm going to bring the average up to 2, aren't I?
No,
Chris, make sure you can't go -2.
I actually have put 1. I've gone 1. I agree with everything that you have said, Brad. But, we did so. I know it wasn't good defending.
No.
We have to take on board that apart from the 2 goals, they were putting the balls high and over the thing into the onto Bournemouth Beach. So it wasn't. It wasn't brilliant defending, but at least they were sticking their bodies on the line. So they get one for that. And I'm being generous, if you like, but I can certainly see where you're coming from, Brad. I've no fucking idea where you're coming from.
My point is that if this is what is the best Rude's going to get, a 4 is the right answer for that, because he was only about 25 minutes away from nicking the most unlikeliest of points. But I do get
and I was only 6 numbers off winning the fucking lottery, mate. Doesn't mean it's going to happen.
This is true. It's been a long season, guys. I'm fried trying to work out what the hell is good and bad anymore. I can't work out like this team my arse and my elbow anymore because of how bad we are. It's just like, yeah, it's frustrating. It really is. I just think like we only conceded 2. That's how bad it's been this season. So it's got to be a 4.
Well, here we go then, Tom. I've already written mine down. You're man of the match.
Oh, Jacob, every day of the week.
And twice on a weekend.
Yeah, exactly. And 2 really nice saves as well. He's the only one that comes out of any credit, really.
Yeah. No, I have to say, I agree with you. Brad, Goalkeepers Union?
Don't even need to be a Goalkeepers Union, mate. It's the easiest man of the match we've given for a long time. Jakub Stolarczyk, mate.
Yeah.
Thank God we've got one shining light going into next season.
Yeah. Okay, then. Here we go. Deserves a mention. Who are you going to give this to, Tom?
Your favourite, Mr. Faze, because while we weren't very good at that, he was very good at trying to at least make a ball go forwards. The other one I thought was interesting was Jordan Ayew, because he tried to play like Messi at some points, but the mind's obviously winning and the body's not able because he kept falling over instead. But I'll go with Faze, mate.
You go with Faze. Bradders?
What you can hear there, ladies and gentlemen, I'll quickly narrate this as Brad's brain ticking over the way mine should have done earlier on, but instead I just jumped for it. Go on, Brad, jump for one.
Someone who actually looked like they wore the shirt with some pride.
Well, Woot wants a transfer, so that was my reasoning.
No, I can't think of anyone who deserves. I don't think anyone deserves a mention. Nobody deserves a mention. Nobody deserves a mention.
Mine deserves a mention. Here we go then. Total tackles. And it's got to be somebody in the defence. There's no fucking other turned up. James Justin 4. Wout Faze 1. Connor Cody 0. Luke Thomas 1. Interceptions. James Justin 1. Wout Faze 0. Connor Cody 0. Luke Thomas 0. Clearances. James Justin 6. Wout Faze 10. Connor Cody 0. Luke Thomas 5. On that basis alone, I have to give it to Wout Faze.
How's he done this? He was getting 1s and 2s every other game this season. The last 2 games, he's gone over 10 on both of them. He
Redemption FC is named Wout Faze.
You watch, he'll go to like a club in like Italy or somewhere or France, and he'll end up winning Europa League or something. We'll be like, what the hell is this?
Yes, yeah.
Play for Inter Milan and win the Italian league.
Or do, I mean, it made me laugh. They were showing an old clip of Mark Goldbridge absolutely having a piss off about McTominay, saying, thank God he's going to Italy, you're welcome. You won't win a fucking thing with him, he's useless.
Here's a question, lads. How many of the players we expect to go next season?
Come on to that in a second. Sorry, Tom. Hold that thought. I need this now.
Oh
my word. Daka, let's go for it. I mean, he wasn't given much service, but there was no chance we were going to score a goal with him on the pitch, and he proved it right. Daka, go with Daka.
Brad?
Can I say Ruud van Nistelrooy?
I nearly did that.
No, I'm not allowing that. You're trying to get out of it.
All right then, Boubakary Samare.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
He proved again 2 CDMs do not work together. Not entirely his fault, but that the goal sticks in my head as a bit of a donkey mistake that out of 400.
Yeah, I'm going to say my first thought was Daka. My second thought was actually Sumare. But I haven't gone for either. And I am going to base this on the first half. You know, I said we gave the ball away 19 times.
Yeah.
18 of those was by Oliver Skip, I think.
Not your favourite midfielder, Love Child, who let's see how he does when he plays.
Quite right. Yes, I think he had an awful game today. Yes, all right, he got the goal that never was, but I'm sorry. No, he didn't have a good game at all. He didn't have a good game at all. Yeah, just seen your message, Brad. No worries. That was actually from when you first came in. Right. So, go on. What was your question then, Tom?
I was just going to say, just a quick one. Like, it's happened many times with Leicester where one player, like Kramaric, for example, we haven't given time till he hasn't played well, ends up goes and wins something somewhere else. Is there someone next year you've got a funny thing is going to go win something somewhere else that's going to really annoy us? I put forward Sumare. Sumare will go somewhere. He'll probably win like a Conference League or something.
No.
Anyone for you, Brad? Maybe FaZe?
It will annoy me, but I'll also be happy for him. But it'll annoy me for the whole aspect of if it's a release clause and that. El Canoes.
Yeah. Good
He'll
shout.
go and win like a Europa Conference with a team like that because it'll annoy me that we should really still have him here, sort of thing, more than the player annoy me. I can't say Perez because he's not with us anymore.
Scott said Christensen in the chat, which is another one that cropped in my head as well. Sort of player that will go to somewhere in Europe and you go, they might even do something and we'll look very silly.
I'm going to say an obvious one.
Hermansen.
No. That would have been actually. I wish I'd thought of him. No.
No, he's going Chelsea, so he won't win nothing. It's all right.
No. I'm going to go for Buenete. I know we're going to lose him anyway. Yeah. He's a lone player. But he'll go on and possibly win something with Argentina. But I have a feeling, Brighton next season maybe pop up with a cup or something.
Yeah, very likely, isn't it? This is my point.
Why can't they? Yeah.
I'm just basically.
I'm going to have to go with like a permanent player. Then I'll probably have to agree with Brad, and that's helpful.
Yeah, I was going to say just trying to find a way to be more irritated for next season, boys, to end this season on, and that'll be one of the ways when one of these guys goes and does something somewhere else.
I mean, we could say Edward, couldn't we? But then again, we'd get carted off. They're coming to take us away.
He'll probably go back to Celtic and end up scoring 50 goals.
Yeah, right. Looking at the points, and I will end on this now. Looking at the points on the BBC, I say the fans can go on and vote for players and what have you. Their highest scoring player was Brooks on 9.21. Their lowest scoring player was Senzi on 5.78. But though Brooks was their highest at 9.21, the fans' choice, by people voting for their own players, he did not win man of the match, player of the match for them.
Yeah, I believe Brooks, though, is more of a sentiment thing. He's come back from having his jaw wide, didn't he? He's
probably, yes. Well, apart from the one player that won man of the match, our highest rated player, this will please Wayne, 4.59, was Monga. And I can imagine Wayne on his phone now.
Chris, how many players were in the 4 range? Was it like all the first team? My 4 looked like the right answer there.
Monga got 4.59 and it went down to FaZe at 3.38. I don't get that.
Yeah, so 3-4 is about right, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like that's hatred to what a stereotype towards a player than it is.
Yeah, there is a lot of that going on. How many times did Vardy have an awful game and yet there was man of the match, you know. Can you guess? I'll give you one guess each, and only one guess each. So which of our players got 9.23 and was player of the match?
What,
So
today?
2 of our players have been voted at 9.
One of our players was 9.23. The second place was Jeremy Mongo at 4.59. But the 9.23 gave this player man of the match.
Well, if they're not on drugs, it's got to be Jakub Stolarczyk.
Yeah. They both go for Stolarczyk.
Well, yeah, because if you're not, you're on drugs.
Well, Stolarczyk came in third behind Monga at 4.52. Player of the match with 9.23, Luke Thomas.
All right.
He hasn't go
on that BBC website.
I'm sorry. I know the fans were singing he's one of our own at the end, but fucking grow up. No, he wasn't. He wasn't man of the match. It wasn't even close.
This is going to be like when Hamza wins it all the time for Sheffield United because all the Bangladeshis voted for him. There's something going on. It's not an accurate representation, is it? It's like one of the American elections they had a couple of years ago. Voting turnout wasn't quite right, was it?
Do you want to? Well, can I just say that Chris went? Well, that's me. I went 1 for the performance, Stolarczyk man of the match. Tom, you went 4 for the performance, Stolarczyk man of the match. Brad, you went 0 for the performance and Stolarczyk as man of the match. Our official man of the match decider, who is Alan, obviously goes to all the matches, and thank him so very much for all his support this season. I won't see him again now till next season because he just does the matches. He's agreed with one of us, but who? Who do you think he's agreed with? You think Tom's going for agreeing with himself?
Yeah.
Brad?
I'm going to say he's agreed with me.
Well, I can just say you both have got very high opinions of yourselves. That's all I'm going to say. Because...
Oh. Hoping I might get out of that then. I was hoping I've slightly overscored this in hindsight, boys. Yeah, all right.
Slightly?
Yeah. My head's gone. It's been a long season, and obviously the ice hockey finished last week as well, and my head's gone now. Sport's over for me for this year.
Guys, thank you very, very much. Thank you for the whole season, obviously. Wayne said it sounds like it. Brad, will I see you on Monday night?
Yes, but you won't see me on Thursday. No, actually, you might not even see me. Yes, you will see me this Monday. Yeah, Monday's fine. Not Thursday.
Well, that's the last review show, and I don't want to see you on Thursday because what we're going to predict.
No, but I thought you might do a review thing of the thing and go through it, or I didn't know if you had.
Yeah, I'm just going to do that on my own, to be honest with you.
Oh, piss off then.
Because it literally will be a 10-minute show saying, here's the table, what have you. So, but no, guys, thank you very much. Tom, we'll see you during the summer because we'll get you on doing something. Thanks very much. Quite sad. This is the end of is it sad or are we happy that it's over?
Fucking relieved, mate.
Happy it's over. I'm happy to have a break from football now. Jesus, there's no international tournament starting in 5 minutes. Is there? Can we have a break? Jesus.
No. We've got the big show in Euros of 2025 of the women's to come round. And of course,
yes.
These American tours, the mini Super League pre-seasons coming around as well because they couldn't get it their own way.
And we're going to play a team we've not played in a long, long time next year, and that's Charlton Athletic. They have been promoted to the Championship.
Yeah, congratulations. Charlton.
Yes.
Alan Kirbishley will be delighted.
Yeah. Now, there is a case of be careful what you wish for, if ever there was.
Oh.
Yeah, guys, I appreciate it all. Take care, but have a great rest of the bank holiday. And I'll see you Monday and I'll speak to you soon, Tom. Take care.
Cheers, guys. Have a nice one. Thanks, guys.
Take care.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks to the guys. Like I said, we'll be back tomorrow, 6 o'clock, for the review. I'm sure. Oh my God. Can you imagine Brad's marks for the players? Oh, I'm laughing at the thought of it. If you're still with us, thanks very much for joining in the chat. Thanks to the mods for modding. It's really been appreciated. Good luck, Greg. I don't know how your grandson got on. I asked earlier, but I think you may have nipped out the chat and missed it. Hope he won today as well. And I will see you all, like I say, tomorrow. Please click that like button. It really, really does help the channel. Subscribe. That also helps the channel. And, of course, click that notification bell. And during the summer, you'll never miss a show because we're going to be all over the place with it. Take care, guys, and have a good Sunday. That's it. It's over. And now, thank God, the end is near. Good night.
Thanks for watching. These videos are tremendous. You better like them too, or I'll be back.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.